Shalom. Before we get started, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, BaHaSham, BaHaSham, Qadash. All right, we give double honors unto the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel, consisting of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Isaiah 13:1. All right, because we're going to go into prophecy, man. This is Babylon the Great that we're prophesying against. All right, and what? In Jeremiah, the 28th chapter, it says before the Lord destroyed great kingdoms, he would send his prophets, his men, to go out there and prophesy, to tell before when it would be the things that are going to befall that nation. All right, we're going to get to some of the things. All right, go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see.
Now stop right there. The burden of Babylon. Babylon the Great. You know, we know there's an ancient Babylon that was already taken down, but what? In Revelation, the book of Revelation, it goes into what? Babylon the Great, that great city which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, man. All right, and that's talking about this land today. And there's a great burden upon this place, man. There's great judgment and great payment that this place, particularly the rulers of this world, the Edomites, which are the so-called white people, have got to pay, man, for all the bloodshed and all the murders and atrocities that he's done to the Lord's chosen people. Okay, you're gonna have to pay for that. So the burden of Babylon, man. Go ahead.
Lift thee up a banner upon the high mountain.
All right, so we're supposed to lift thee up a banner upon the high mountain. This banner represents this Bible, and the high mountain represents the rulership and the government of this world, man. All right, of this great kingdom, Babylon the Great. Go ahead.
Exalt the voice unto them.
Exalt the voice unto them. Well, Isaiah 58 chapter says, cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions. And it also says, go out there and preach unto all nations. So what? We're here to preach a possibility of repentance to our people, Israel. We know 1/3 of them are going to get it, 2/3 of them are going to die. And what? We prophesy also to the other nations their judgment according to the scriptures, man. Go ahead.
Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
So we're supposed to shake the hand, meaning tell Babylon the Great what they're going off on. Let's get some examples, man. Homosexuality, number one. This place exalts homosexuality. They legalize same-sex marriages, man. Okay? You got bestiality that's legal in certain states, man. Okay? They're trying to present a case to actually have pedophilia legal, man, and things of that nature, man. Okay? They everything that you read in the scriptures, they go perfect opposite against it. So what are we doing? We're telling these devils about themselves. All right? And what are the people doing in return? They're going into the gates of the nobles, man. They're going to their Congress. They're sending letters in. All right? They're complaining to the rulers of this world, saying, you know, what are you going to do about these Hebrew Israelites, man? Out there on the highways and the byways, man, ruining my day. They're an eyesore to me, man. You know, but that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to get on these people, man. You know, convict them, because they know the reason they go into the gates of the nobles, all right, their rulers and leaders, is because they feel convicted through the Spirit, man. You know, all right?
This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Of war and of evil and of pestilence. And those things are coming. And hey, man, a lot of people like to say that we're not the men of the Lord out there, especially the men of GMS, all right, starting with the head apostles, they're not the true men of the Lord. Well, if it's not us, then who else is it, man? Who else? Hey, the scriptures also say that your eyes shall see your teachers, man. All right? So who else is out there week in and week out, in season and out of season, going out there reproving and rebuking and exhorting with all long suffering and doctrine, man? Okay? If it's not, hey, that's how you know. It says the prophets that were before me and before thee of old, man. There's such a thing as reincarnation out there, man. You know, the prophets that were of old, you're seeing them here out today on these very 2020, man. You somewhere out here, Jeremiah's out here preaching again, man. Okay, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, all the great prophets, man. You know. No?
That was it on that. Oh, you want me to keep going on?
Yeah. Keep going on Jeremiah.
Cut.
Hey man, Babylon the Great is going to be judged, man. You know, like I said, like the brother brought out the scripture beautifully, man. Hey, Hey, the Lord's not just gonna destroy this place and not let you know about it like it's some sort of surprise. When the Lord comes back, especially our people, two-thirds of our people, there's gonna be no cloak for your sins, man, because you've been warned. All right.
But I continue, so the prophet was prophesied peace. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 9. The prophet was prophesied the peace. When the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord Yahawah, BaHaSham Yahawashi, hath truly sent him.
So how are we going to know that the true men of the Lord are sent? All the things that we're talking about, that all the things that we prophesied throughout the years, if it doesn't come to pass, then that's how you know that we're proven, man. All right. But as soon as these things start coming by, case in point, as soon as laws start being passed where it's mandatory that you have to take an RFID microchip, that you got to start taking vaccines and all these different things, then, like the Apostle Tahar said, the first thing that you're going to think about is GMS, man. Okay? That's what hey, every time somebody asks a question about the mark of the beast, you got people in the comment board saying, hey, man, you know, GMS is going to make like 300 videos on it, man. Why? Because you know, hey, we are interchangeable with the mark of the beast, man, because we're the ones started with the elders and apostles on down through the spirit power of Yahawashi has been bringing out that prophecy, man.
This is Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know.
That's like it, brother. Lo, and when it shall come to pass, lo, meaning look, it will come. Okay? It's not a matter of if, it's not a matter of maybe so, it's a matter of when. Okay? Read it again, huh?
Ezekiel 33 and verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them.
They who? Then shall they know. Then shall all the doubters, all the scoffers, all those that kicked against the prick, so to speak, man. Okay. Then shall you know that a prophet has been among you all this time, man. You know, hidden in plain sight. It was in Psalms 23rd chapter. It said, the Lord prepared a table in front of the presence of our enemies, man. That table is that great sacrifice. This is the table right here, the altar, you know? And it doesn't look like much to everybody going about their daily business. You know, who are these guys out here reading the Bible like they're out there wasting their time? But really, we're building the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay?
It's a lot of, you know, it's more two-thirds than it is one-third. It's going to be delivered. Right. And then you mass shape the rest of the masses of the people, which are the other nations. So it is, they don't even believe in prophets. They don't believe that somebody can actually read the Bible and come out here and speak and support things that are going to happen as the Bible says. You know, that scripture is guilty. But guilty, you know, against the spirit, the demon spirit.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
And that's what you call a possessive pronoun, man. Okay? Speak thou in the ears of my people. Who are the Lord's people, man? The Israelites. All right? It's not all nations like these people want to portray it to be, make it feel better, man. Okay?
Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
Yeah, and going to show that this is not of us. All right? You should be, that scripture right there should be very humbling, because what? The Lord put these words in our mouth. We're just vessels. At any time, anyone of us comes around, the Lord can be like, oh, we're too proud, pluck us out, and then replace us with another one. And hey, in the scriptures, the Lord said that he could replace us with stones, man, and make stones prophesy. Hey, the Lord made a donkey talk, you know?
Hey, that's why it's important to have understanding of the truth. Because the Lord can prophesy. Brother just read the scripture, the Lord is the spirit of prophecy. So our job is just to prophesy. Seeking self-glory, vainglory, those things, being proud, that's all foolishness. Because the Lord just said, prophesy what I said before you. Go out there and speak. That's all you got to do. And the scripture before that, you had Ezekiel, should know that then they shall know that there was a prophet among them. It's going to be seen more. It's going to be even more when they start watching the hard fight.
The 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against them.
Yep, there's plenty of imaginations against us, man. You know, especially designs with Esau Edom. Hey, every day, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, has dictates, man, trying to figure out what he's going to do with the Israelites, with you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, more so the prophets of the Lord, man. Hey, if you put it into a perspective, this devil is trying to make a space force so that he can fight against the Lord. All right? Now, if he's trying to fight against the Lord, what do you think he's going to try to do to us mortal beings on the earth, man? You know, we're just of flesh and bones, man. Here it is, this devil is proud enough to fight. All right, brother. Here it is, this devil is proud enough to fight against the angels, the Heavenly Father himself. And you think he's not going to touch us, you know? So, hey, man, that's how you know that this thing is very deadly serious, man. That's why we got to be prayed up and trust in the Lord, man, because he is that shield of protection, man. You know, but these devils got designs and imaginations against us. Go ahead.
Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee.
Yeah, the word incredulity means unbelief. All right, so let not the fact that people don't believe, all right, don't let that deter your spirit, man. Don't let that be an obstacle or a stumbling block in your mission, man. Okay? Because what does Romans, the 3rd chapter, the 3rd verse say, man? Shall their unbelief through the faith of the Most High be made without effect? God forbid. Okay? It also says, let every man be true. Let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, man. You know? So, through faith, all right, we were told not to fear these things because we know that the Lord is going to lift up a standard when that great flood of adversity comes up against us, man. You know? Go ahead.
I got a precept for you. This Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Right, so we got to continue in prophecy and endure to the end. Okay, continue to keep pushing this truth that we faint not. Right? How is that? We got to be always occupied in prophecy. Right?
This is Sirach chapter 10, and I start at verse 6. It says, bear not hatred to thy neighbor for every wrong, and do nothing at all by injurious practices. Pride is hateful before the Most High in man, and by both doeth one commandment. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
And that's how you know that this place, Babylon the Great, is going to get great judgment against it, man. And it's right there because it says, because of riches gotten by deceit. Everything that you see here that got to build this kingdom was all the blood, sweat, and tears of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Everything he's gotten, he's stolen, man. Okay?
It says, verse 9, I is earth and ashes proud. There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man.
Yeah, and Esau Edom is a covetous man, and he's nothing but earth and ashes. You know, I forget the scripture in Isaiah where it says, shall the axe boast against its owner? You know, meaning like, you know, you own an axe, and you chopping down trees with it, and then you decide to put it down and give it a rest and keep it to the side, and that axe is getting proud and be like, wait a minute, I want to be used right now. You're just an axe, okay? You're just a tool that the Most High uses. But that's so axe proud, man. What do you think you're gonna do when the Lord comes back? You think your little Trump Space Force is gonna actually do something against the Lord, man?
And now that Iran was so this competition of space war, what is it really about? It's really about them having a defense against Yahawashi and Michael the Archangel and the rest of the angels coming to particularly the elected.
Yeah, and also too, the space forces, if you weaponize space, you can do a lot of interesting things with satellites and lasers. Like, because I see you hear things years ago where you can zoom in from space of a satellite and look at somebody's license plate cover or something like that. How much more so hit them with a quick laser beam or something like that if they're acting out of check or whatever. You know, you can easily track people, and if you want to flip a switch or push a button, take somebody out, man. You know, that's another motivation for weaponizing space.
It is frequencies too that's all around us even right now that we don't even realize that if Esau if he wanted to, he could turn up those frequencies and blow your eardrums or fucking kill you just like that.
Right.
You know?
have frequencies, messes with the waters in the body. It's like the moon. That's when you get the word lunatic. Somebody's a lunatic because the waters in the body, the moon had that effect upon the waters. That's why when it's a full moon, you see the waves roaring and doing all types of things. But frequencies also play a part of the mind and the spirit. And this music that's out is pumped to a frequency that a man is not supposed to be listening to. That's why everything is so demonic. Things are being really possessed by demons, man. You can have frequencies that can actually comfort you, and then you can have frequencies that also draw you mad. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a much more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such as one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his vows. Selling your own soul, No, right?
It's not worth it, man. Hey, the wicked at the end of the day is always going to get the bad end of the stick, man, so to speak. Okay?
You want me to go back on? Yeah. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 3. And I have commanded my sanctified ones, I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger.
Yeah, who's the Lord sanctified? And the elect, man. Because what? The Lord's chosen people are the Israelites. All of Israel is going to be saved. We know that. But within the elect, there's a chosen elect, man. Right? Which is the Lord's chosen people, the 144,000 and the 1/3 multitude of Israelites that were slated for salvation, man. Those are the ones those are our target audience that we're trying to reach.
Even them that rejoice to my highness, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdom of nations gathered together.
Yeah, the Lord is gathering together all the nations, particularly in the valley of Jehoshaphat, and that particular region in the Middle East, man. All right, to bring forth great judgment. But what ultimately that great noise of a multitude, like great. To the missiles, man, because what? I was watching a video, from the elder in Mississippi. He was going in on how do we know that we're in the last times, man. And really, when you look at Esau's progression of his sword, the top rifle that he had, the one that you fire back in the ancient civil wars, and it would take you like a minute and a half to reload that shit and shoot another bullet. 100 years from there, he came out with the Gatling gun. And 200 years from that, he came out with the atomic bomb. And now, years later, we got what we know as thermonuclear weapons, man. Going to and this was all in the span of 300 years, man. So that's how you know that the Lord is shortening the time for the elect, man. Speeding up the Lord is speeding up the time for the elect, man. That's how we know that it's already in the new year. What it's about to be March, just like that. Believe it or not, damn near 2 months is already going by, man. The Lord is shortening the days for the elect, man.
Yeah, it's February now. Actually, at the end of February, you already had 2 major celebrities die. So that Kobe Bryant, meanwhile, Kobe Bryant died in the midst of all the other prophecies that was all the other prophecies. It's still happening. Now you got this dude everybody talking about Pop Smoke and all this shit. I mean, he's a new rapper, but still, that's a celebrity, man. We're only in the month of February. We're going into the month of March. It shows you that the time is speeding up.
This Joel chapter 2, verse 1. Blow he the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
So that's what we're doing. We're blowing the trumpet in Zion. Zion is a word. Is another word meaning Israel, man. Okay, it means monument, Zion in the Hebrew, man. All right, to remember, okay. And the Lord has never forgotten His people. We may have to go into that Isaiah the 14th chapter. The Lord will ultimately have mercy on Jacob. Read on.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
Yeah, and you people aren't trembling, man. You're going about your daily lives. You think that this place is going to go on forever. Unbeknownst to you, this place is going to be along come with you in it if you ain't careful, man. You know? Go ahead.
For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Right.
A day of darkness and of gloominess.
See, a lot of people think that when the Lord comes back, it's going to be a day of happiness and a day of celebration. But the scriptures say the day of the Lord is a day of darkness and of gloominess. Go ahead.
A day of clouds and of thick darkness.
Hey, you know what the clouds are, right? The clouds are those chariots, man. There's going to be so many chariots in the skies, what you call UFOs, man, that this place, that the sky is going to be darkened and blackened, man. You ever seen that movie 300 when they said when he said it was an earthquake, and they was like, no, it's not an earthquake, man, battle formations, right? And then they shot the arrows into the air, and it blotted out the sun temporarily, man. You know? Go ahead.
As the morning spread upon the mountain, a great people and strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it.
Neither shall there be any more after it. So there's never a day recorded in the scriptures, and there were some terrible days recorded in the scriptures that is in comparison to what's coming to this place, man. You know? And it said as the sun rises up on the mountain, you know, you can't stop the sun from hitting the mountain, man. You can't stop the rays of the sun. That's why it says there's no new thing under the sun. It's inevitable. You can't stop the sun. They try to do it in the movie The Matrix. You know, they block out the sun, and they even have designs on doing it now, you know. But you ain't gonna stop the will of the Heavenly Father, man. That's what that ultimately means. Go ahead.
Neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth.
Fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. All right, now we're getting into those thermonuclear missiles, man. This creation that Esau Edom thinks that he did by himself, but really it was the Heavenly Father that did it. Didn't the Lord say it was me that created the smith that blow up the coals in the furnace? Those are those nuclear engineers down in Germany, man. Splitting atoms and all that stuff and creating this thermonuclear technology, man. The Lord gave you that power, okay? Ultimately, so that you could do His will and fulfill prophecy. Go ahead.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
Right, so the land is as the Garden of Eden. Everybody's hustling and bustling, going about their own business. Everything looks great, right? Before them, go ahead.
And behind them, a desolate wilderness.
So after the missiles land, what's going to be behind them? A desolate wilderness, man. This place, you go into Babylon,
Isaiah 14, BaHaSham of destruction.
Oh, well, there's that one too. I was thinking Revelation, the 18th chapter, where it talks about
in 1 hour.
In 1 hour, this place.
Oh yeah, you see the 19,
and it never being inhabited again.
I got it.
Give me with the birds and the buzzards.
This.
Start one.
This Revelation chapter 18, verse 1. After these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth lightened with his glory, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, Babylon is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils.
It had become the habitation of devils. You ever see Mad Max? All right, Mad Max. It's Mad Max without gas power and the people, man. It's just gonna be a straight desert, man. Only inhabited by the devils, meaning lizard creatures, scorpions. Okay, go ahead.
And a hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
And the cage of every unclean and hated bird, the buzzard, crows. You know, you ever seen, like I said, like there's movies like Resident Evil, where they was in Las Vegas and everything was a desert. You know, if there was like a dead carcass over there, you would know it in the distance because crows were circling it, man. And I forget the scripture where it says that those crows are gonna have a great big feast in that day.
Revelation 19.
You know?
I'll grab it.
You ain't gotta get it, but you know what I'm saying. Like I said, there's gonna be a lot of death out here. This place is gonna be ultimately destroyed. It's gonna be inhabited by creatures and birds, man. That's it.
That's the spirit, because that's the next chapter over. That's Revelation 19.
Right.
Say 13 again?
No. Let's go back to the message.
Oh yeah, Salah.
No? Hey man. This is all prophecy, man. And it just comes with the territory. This is what we're supposed to do. Bring out this word, man. You know, man.
Listen, Joel chapter 2, verse. So Revelation chapter 18, verse 8. Verse 8, Salaki. Therefore shall all the plagues come in one day, and mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. But strong is the Lord Yahawah, BaHaSham Yahawashi, who judges her.
Matter of fact, start read 3. Start read 3 and go down.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Yep.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of the delicacies.
Yeah, all the other nations on the planet are trying to do business, imports and exports, like the brother just said, with Babylon the Great. That's how you know not the Vatican, man. Who's trying to do business with Vatican City, man? Everybody on the planet does business and makes money off of America. America is the #1 consuming country in the planet. Really, it's a corporation, not even a country. Okay? And what does that do? They come over here, they start a business, they make money, they take the money back home to their country. And what does their country do? They go back and they turn agriculture, they take their plot shares and they turn it into spears, man, and swords, man. You know, to ultimately turn their backs on this place and burn it with fire, man. That's what's been prophesied to happen. And we're starting to see it starting to see prophecy, the 10 toes, which is NATO and the EU breaking up with Brexit coming up around the line. And you know, in a matter of time before Germany gets the hell out of there, man. You know? So this place is done, man. Done with, man.
And I heard another voice from heaven say, come out of her, my people. Another possessive pronoun.
Yep.
That he be not partakers of her sins, and that he receive not of her plagues.
Now there's a lot of plagues that's going to be out here, man. You know, we got, you know, the newly found SARS coronavirus or whatever, swine flu, bird flu, all those different things. That ultimate plague is talking about those places, man. And that great voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, is ultimately talking about those chariots, man. Where the Lord is literally going to, hey, the scriptures say the righteous shall scarcely be saved, man. Right when the missiles are about to come and destroy this place, simultaneously the Lord is going to beam us up at that last moment, man. In the twinkling of an eye, man.
The second Ezra chapter 9, verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby he hath believed, all right, shall be preserved from the said perils, and perils means danger, and shall see my salvation in my land, and within my borders, where I have sanctified them for me from the beginning.
They shall see my salvation. They shall see the Lord's salvation, man. And people, you know, you ask a regular Jake out here, salvation, do you believe that you're already saved? And they believe that they're already saved. But what is salvation, man? Salvation is being saved from your enemies, man. We're behind enemy lines, man. Here it is, we're subject under payments, all right? We're being oppressed through taxes and through laws, unjust laws, making it mandatory in schools to teach your children about homosexuality and uphold that as a moral compass in your very own household. You know, they've breached our very way of life, man. They breach your home. They want to breach you and put an RFID microchip inside of you and control what you think, how you feel. All right? And if you don't want to get down, then he's going to make you lay down, man. You know?
Yeah, he already started that. They haven't started it in the gym or sex ed class. They started it for the program after school. That kids feel they need to go to these certain classes after school to go to. This is one section, taught. So they already doing it here in Jersey already, man. Certain schools have, I guess, curriculum about it. It might have it in their sex ed. They might have it in therapy to kids, or they might have it homosexuality upon everyone in the world, man. Taking you back to Sodom and Gomorrah. You give 94? Yeah, I gotta put this up. Yeah, because you gotta mix it about shout. This is Revelations 11 and 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. And great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Yeah, them was talking about the other nations because what? There was a great conspiracy behind Latinos and Native Americans getting your heritage taken. All right, that was ultimately the fulfillment of Jeremiah 6 chapter 4 verse where it says, "Thou shalt discontinue from your heritage." All these other nations conspire to keep you in the dark of who you are. But now that we're coming to our feet, meaning that we came back through the spirit power of Yahawashi to our nationality, number one, the name of the Lord, number one, our nationality, our Rawchaa commandments, fear fell upon them.
It says, and stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven, saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up into heaven in the cloud, and their enemies beheld them.
That cloud is that chariot, and they ascended up into heaven. And you saw an example of that at the time with the award show where Missy Elliott performed, and she got and they had a Jake beaming up into the chariot. That's directly out of that scripture right there, man.
Same thing like the Nike.
Right, the Ephraimite. Yep. And they got beamed up. Hey, Esau's putting this stuff out there in his face, man. You know, because he knows what's up. He knows that's why, like I said, that's why they're building a space force, man. They know the chariots are real. They know Yahawashi is coming back. Okay? And they know that that prophecy must be fulfilled. And we need to get delivered. We need salvation, man. How much longer can this endure, man? You know? They're trying to replace all the jobs with robots, have everything automated, you know? AI intelligence, all this stuff.
They're ready to replace some women. Women replacing the men of the job.
Yeah.
They had this garbage truck, this driving the garbage truck. Female traffic.
Yeah.
Ain't no women job.
Right.
This is verse 13. And the same hour was a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and the earthquake was slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory to Yahawah of heaven.
That's right. That great earthquake. Because what the scripture says also say too, that the earth shall reel to and fro and rock like a drunkard. What ultimately when the missiles hit this place, man. You know? Because the missiles it gets stronger and stronger every day, man. You got the last I read up on it was a little while back. I'm gonna probably go into it again, do a lesson on it. But you had the Satan 2, all right, which was a missile that with its head can break off into multiple warheads and destroy the state of Texas, man. One missile. You know? And Russia got those missiles, man. And they're working on stuff that says that they can't be stopped. All right, by you got it?
I got a precept. Go what you were saying. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 40, verse 5. Wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, fear of death and anger and strife, and in the time of rest upon his bed, his night's sleep do change his knowledge. A little or nothing is his rest, and afterward he is in his sleep, as in a day of keeping watch. Trouble in the vision of his heart, and if he were escaped, as if he were escaped out of a battle. It's like going into what the Akim was bringing out. You know, just like Pontius Pilate's wife, she said, I have suffered many dreams because of this man. So because we out there going, pushing this word, best believe Esau is having nightmares because of us, man.
Yeah, that's Hebrews 12. What is that? 12 of them.
Yeah.
The word of the Most High is
Quick and powerful. 4:12.
It's a discerner of the thoughts and the minds, man.
Right.
You know. I ain't gonna cut you off. Bro. You got more?
I was gonna say, like, I was thinking about you had this one kid that had a dream about Yahawashi and about the Lord's coming, and it wasn't no Jesus. I had to be talking about Yahawashi because when she was talking about his coming, she couldn't even like really utter it in words. She was crying as she was saying it, man. So there ain't gonna be no joke in that day, man.
Right.
I got a precept. Revelation chapter 9, verse 6. And in those days shall men see death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them.
It's gonna be a bad day when you shall seek death and shall not find it. Yeah.
But that was actually talking about World War I, when when they was I believe it was the Germans or whatever was getting shot down by the fighter jets, but they weren't actually getting killed, man. They were just getting wounded to death. You know, hey, history repeats itself.
Did y'all brothers see this show on Netflix? I'm trying to look for it now, but it's going according to what we're speaking about. And it's about
So this part, this is war to the second part. Maybe that was just put. Actually, that's showing one.
Y'all must see. I'm trying to think of the name, but I can't think of it. But that was the name. And I was chess game based on where the Brits were in America and Cuba, because there was a they was big on this zone of joke, man.
This Joel chapter 2, verse. Joel chapter 2, verse 4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses.
All right, so this is the appearance getting into the breakdown of the nuclear missiles, man. The appearance of them is as horses. What does horses represent? It represents power. Okay, go ahead.
As horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap.
Yeah, like the noise of chariots. You ever see like a F-35, whatever kind of fighter jets that they have out here, when it soars through the sky, even a conventional jumbo jet plane. You got Newark Airport right over here. Every now and again, you hear a giant rumble in the sky, as if it was a big thermonuclear missile, man. But it's just a plane.
I've heard it for years, man, because I was living down there. It's like, loud ass noise coming
loud
overhead.
shit,
Like,
yeah.
damn.
And like you actually feel it on the earth, you know. And the thing, there's a lot of power behind these things, man. And imagine when you have all the nations shooting them over here at the same time. Imagine the noise before even the impact comes. The noise that is gonna make the galloping like a stampede. All right, it's gonna be a sight to see, man.
And those like F-35s, those are like I think those are like Mach 1, Mach 2, which is like 1,000 miles an hour. But you got the missiles which are like Mach 5, Mach 6, man, faster than the speed of light.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what they're saying about the new Russian technology with the ones. They're saying it's so fast that I'm not sure if it can't be detected, but it definitely can't be shot. There's nothing that there's nothing that America got that can stop a Russian nuclear missile right now, man.
Yeah, when brothers get a chance, go watch this series, movie. It's called The Coldest Game with Bill Hallman, and it's pretty good. It's about the dawn in 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis. You know, it's good. It's a good movie to watch.
What is it called? The Coldest Game?
They're playing a chess game. They drafted this guy. They drafted Bill, and he had to play this serious chess game where he basically lose in the war. I don't want to tell the story, but watch it yourself.
Come on, dog.
Yeah, so matter of fact, bring that.
This Revelation chapter 9, verse 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen was 200,000. And I heard the number of them.
200,000 is 200 million, man. Right?
And thus I saw the horses in a vision, and then that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions.
Yeah, so and that's how you know that this is a spiritual book, man. Because what? That's why you got a lot of scoffers coming up and saying there ain't no missiles in the Bible. You know what I mean? But our Revelator, when he was getting these visions, he didn't have the vocabulary of ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles, in his vocabulary, man. So what did he describe it the best way that he could? Horses representing power, lions, the fierceness of it,
And devouring is power too. The lions devour.
right?
Coming to devour.
And Yahawashi was described as a lion. Go ahead.
And out of their mouths issue fire and smoke and brimstone.
Right.
By these three was the part of man killed by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of the mouth. Right here.
Can I bring this up real quick? This is toward the end of the movie. It's not end of the movie, when they put up quotes from the presidents, Ronald Reagan, it says, our moral imperative is to work with all powers for that day when the children of the world can grow up without fear of nuclear war.
That's his quote again.
Wow.
Hey, well, thanks to Yahawashi and Rawchaa in the kingdom, you know, we're not going to have to deal with war anymore, you know? Because we're the real sons and daughters that's going to actually rule this world in harmony and peace, man.
They're going to show you that Esau's planning that new world order.
Yeah.
That's a quote, yeah.
Yeah, because the quote is direct from Isaiah's chapter, man. Right? Neither will there be war anymore on the earth, man. That's how you know that we're not in the kingdom of heaven now. That's how you know that we're not saved, that the Lord didn't come back, man. That's how you know that Esau Edom is a so-called white man. Okay?
Verse 13, for the power is in their mouth and in the tails, for the tail like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt.
With them they do hurt. So the power of a nuclear missile is in its head and it's in its tail. Why? Because what? The only part of the missile that's really important is the tip of it, the head. That's the one that does all the destruction.
The tip of the missile has all the like the tip, it breaks off and then it's warheads that come out.
And that would explain 200 million missiles a whole lot better. Because, you know, you count up all the missiles on the planet, it's not going to count up to 200 million. But what if all those missiles have warheads that burn to 15 different warheads, then that multiplies the number exponentially, man. You know?
And also too, I was watching a series on YouTube about it, and they were saying how it explodes in the air and it'll actually hit the ground.
Oh, that's the worst. Yeah.
It comes down right above us, or right above people, and it explodes there. And they call it
actually worse.
this I don't know how to say it. This radiance, you know, on the place, and then eventually, you know, people in that vicinity get destroyed. But then it's the aftermath, you know, and then that pressure that goes out, and then you got to deal with the radiation after it's all done, which is lingering, you know.
Right.
They actually show that in I think it's Resident Evil 2. Soon before they blew up Raccoon City, which is Spirit was bringing up Raccoon City because the brother hit the chat last night and said if you reconfigure Raccoon City, it's corona.
Wow.
And they use the same umbrella symbol. You know, go show. So that's the spirit, man. But in that video game, all right, the missile didn't hit the ground. He's absolutely right. It was like right in the middle of the sky, and then it exploded and destroyed everything, man. Literally, you know. But hey, man, that's what I'm saying. So the power of the nuclear missile is in its head and it's in its tail. And the way John the Revelator beautifully described it was as a serpent. Now, if you have like a cobra, you know, you watch like G.I. Joe with the cobra or whatever, and how it sits up like that, it's coiled and sitting on its own body. That's how if you look at a nuclear missile take off, that's how it looks like, man. It leaves a smoke trail behind it. You know, it's like coiled on the bottom, but then as it keeps on going, it straightens up, man.
But there's a video on that, and when they test these missiles, some of the missiles, the small missiles that shoot off, sometimes they have to catch themselves. So when they're going out of the silo, going out of whatever position it is, it comes up, and then it fixes itself, you know? But those nuclear warheads, the ICBMs, you know, they come out of the silo, it opens up, and it comes shooting up like rockets. The big ones don't do that. The small missiles do that.
This is Revelation chapter 9, verse 20. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk, neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of the theft.
Even after he gets loose, he's not going to repent of it, man. And those that do survive, how are they going to survive? They're going to go into their underground bunkers, man. Them little dumb bunkers that they got, that they call. You know the acronym for dumb?
Deep underground military
bases, man, that they have underneath the earth. They got them all over in America. You know, those those that survive that nuclear missile, they ain't gonna repent, man. That's how you know Esau Edom is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. All right, when the elect listen up and avoid that nuclear destruction, avoiding the plagues of the nuclear missiles, we're gonna go up and be changed into incorruptible bodies, man. Having spiritual powers and drag these damn devils out of their holes, man. Go ahead.
The precept to add to Job 20:16. He shall suck the poison of ass. The viper's tongue shall slay him. Going to, like your brother was bringing out how the missiles, the mouth, that's gonna really be the devastating blow. You know, that's what's gonna bring the pain.
Let's go back to let's get on that. Let's go back to Isaiah.
The scriptures also say he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Meaning there's no escape. Even like you said, when you go deep underground.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountain, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of war mustereth the host of the battle.
All right, so the Lord is man of war, man. He created all these armies out here, man. He's the one, the ultimate puppet master, the chess master. Funny that the brother mentioned chess. Funny that the brother mentioned the movie about chess because Yahawashi is also a chess player, man. You know? It's his determination to gather all the nations to the valley of the Rawchaa, man. To gather these armies for Armageddon.
They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
The whole land, okay? That northern country, man, Babylon the Great. And really that country from far off, that ultimate superpower besides America is Russia, man. You know? Russia's gonna have a lot of support because all these other nations are tired of Babylon the Great, man. America runs the world in petroleum oil. You know what other nations got to do to buy oil in the U.S. petrodollar? They basically got to buy the oil twice, you know, in order to switch over the money and then to buy it, and to buy oil with it, man. You know, highway robbery, man. And these other people are tired of it, man. You know, a lot of these people, they don't want nothing to do with America no more, man. All right?
How he, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's mind mouth shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them.
Yes, men are going to be as women in that day. Pains and sorrows, man. You know, people screaming in the house, screaming in the streets, not knowing what to do, where to go. You know, people bug out when the lights turn out, man. When it snows, society shuts down for about 6 days, man. How much more so when the day of the Lord? This whole party, this whole fun house, this whorehouse of Babylon the Great is going to be done with, man. Party's over, man. You know?
Yeah, that song, it's my party, I can do what I want to.
What I want. You know? Matter of fact, come down to 14.
Isaiah, chapter 14. Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Yahawah and will yet choose Yahshua.
Yeah, Yahawah in the English is Jacob, okay? Forefather of the Israelites, Uniquos, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Lord is going to have mercy upon you, okay? Go ahead.
And set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them.
Hey, who are the people in the land of Israel right now? Did the Lord bring them into their own land, or did the Balfour Declaration bring them? Okay?
You had those Colossian Jews, they were airlifted into Israel.
You see that?
That's crazy, man.
But the scriptures say the Lord is going to bring you into your own land, man. And then join the strangers together. Who are the strangers? You go into Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, man. The combining of the northern and the southern kingdom. Okay? Because what? You got to understand the history to understand the mystery of the Gentiles and the strangers, man. You know? When the northern kingdom was cut off and brought off into Assyria, they were giving up from the idols before that. You know, more so when they were spread out to the land of Asteroids, which is America. All right, going about and sinning against the Lord, man. You know, when you don't follow the customs of Heavenly Father, you're Israelite by nationality. You become a spiritual Gentile, man. You become a spiritual heathen. No, so those are the strangers that are going to cling together, all right, with the house of Israel. All right, all right.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
And they shall cleave into the house of Jacob. How can an Edomite or a member of another nation cleave to the house of Jacob when the Most High is not in ungodly thoughts? You know, what's that? Psalms 10 and 4. It says, bring that up for me, you know. Psalms 10 and 4. How is a member of another nation that's been worshiping Buddha, Chemosh, all the other gods of the other nations entire life, all of a sudden they're gonna cleave, you know? Yeah. Right. Let me get 10 and 4.
This is Psalms chapter 10, verse 4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts.
Right. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. Who is the wicked? Malachi 1 and 4 will tell you that Esau, Edom, is the ruler of wickedness. So when it's talking about wicked, yeah, 2/3, yeah, our people could be wicked. All right. Other members of the other nation can be wicked. But who is the wicked? All right. You Edomites, man. And it said that you will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all of your thoughts, man. Okay? Go ahead, huh?
This is Isaiah 14 and 1. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good.
You got a lot of atheists running around here, man. You know, actually, out of Christianity, people getting out of Christianity and becoming atheists, man. You know, but going to show the shabby work that Christianity is doing. Whatever the fool in his heart said that there is no Most High, man. Meanwhile, every time you breath, every time you breathe, every time you drink a cup of water, every time you eat a piece of food or something like that, it's a miracle that you're still alive. You know? Do you know there's a special flap in your throat that every time you eat something, it covers your windpipe, preventing the food to go down into your windpipe and killing you, and you just drop dead right there on the spot? You know? Your very design and your very makeup of how you came to be is a miracle from the Lord. The Lord created you, man. You know, you think evolution and a big bang created a perfect economy the way that it is now? You look at the animals, the way everything gels against each other, the way that they all live harmoniously and can't live without a particular species of land, and how each animal has a male and a female partner. That can't be by coincidence, man. All right, there has to be a power that was behind that.
Can I grab a quick real quick? Isaiah 54:9. For this is as the waters of Noah unto me, for as I have sworn that the waters of Noah should no more go over the earth. How we know that? Because every time it rains, you see what? The rainbow, proving that it's got to be a Most High. Because the Most High said that the covenant that he made with, I believe it was Noah, that he's not going to flood the earth no more. And how we know that? By the rainbow. And this also goes to prove that the Most High is definitely going to give us the kingdom. All right, because it says, for this is as the waters of Noah unto me, for as I have sworn that the waters of Noah should no more go over the earth, so I have sworn that I will not be wroth with thee, nor rebuke thee. You know?
Right. Hey, and the Most High is not a man that he should lie, man. You know? And he says that he's a man that does not change. Okay? Neither is a shadow of turning. That's in James, the 1st chapter, the 18th verse. Man. All right? Go ahead,
This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Seeing it is a righteous thing to recompense tribulations to those that brought tribulation unto you, what's the paraphrase, man? This is justice in the eyes of the Lord, man. And that shouldn't be a stumbling block to our people. When we tell our people we're going to put all the nations into slavery and into subjection, they think of it as some kind of horrible thing, man. That's justice, man. They didn't have no problem putting one of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in slavery, you know, having you under their foot, looking down upon you, all right? So why can't we get some light, man? Why can't we get some shine? These are the things that we should look forward to in the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, actually being free, right? But really free, okay? Not like free like you can go about on the leash of this society, man, because you're only as free as you can afford in this place, man.
Like Yahawashi said in John 10 and 10, he said, the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy. Give life more abundantly. Abundantly. It's imagine, it's abundant. Anything and everything the heart can wish for, you can want. You know, Yahawashi also said that, he said, in my father's house there's many mansions. And that's talking about the different planets. So just as well as everything here on earth, how much more things that we can't imagine, that's on the different planets. Even to be on a different planet, you know? That's beautiful, man. Life more abundantly. Esau has life more abundantly. He can do whatever he wants. He can have whatever he likes. You know? He can change laws. You know? He can be as wicked as he likes to be. You know? So how much more us in our kingdom and righteousness, man? Because this world is ruled in wickedness.
And also, too, that's how you know that we're going to rule on the planet, too, because we had the same blessing as Esau got as far as the fatness of the earth.
It's true.
You know? People forget that Jacob got the same blessing as far as fatness of the earth. You know? Meaning what? That Esau was going to get the rule of planet first. All right? But then afterwards, he's going to live in the fatness of the earth. And the fatness of the earth meaning the richest areas in the world, man.
Yeah, even Edris when Edris was speaking to the Lord, he told the Lord, he said, you made this earth for our sins. You know, so this world was actually created for us. You know, but instead we went off. So it's only right that the Most High, our Father, punishes, man. That's a righteous power, man. Righteous father would do. If you love your child, you know, when he's going off, he's going to chastise him so that he do right. He's not going to let him just be what he want to be or do what he want to do. No, there's a certain fashion and way in how you construct yourself or manage yourself in your walks of life, man. So how much more us as a nation? This world was made for us. So when we went off, hey, the world is going to go off. And guess what? Esau's rule. So when he falls, we up next to rule, fulfilling the second covenant of the Lord. He said he will put the
Remove the stone
give us a
of
heart
heart
of
and give us
flesh.
a heart.
Right.
And that's how you know that we're going to rule forever. We're never going to lose our kingdom. Because the only reason that we lost our kingdom in the first place was we went against the law. If the laws are on our inward part, that means we're going to rule forever. We can't go on. The Lord ain't got a reason to chastise us.
So, like you said, we could never be free on this side if you're sinning. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the reason why you went into slavery. That's the reason why the Most High is allowing Esau to put a foot up Jake's ass. You know? This is Matthew 6, and verse 9. After this manner, therefore pray ye, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
In earth as it is in heaven, and thy will be done. You know, it's the Lord's will to take down this devil and put in place his people, man.
David did it, brother. What's in heaven? Order. Ordinance. Order. You know, the angels don't fight for him. You know, they don't disrespect the Most High. They party up there, they holler down, doing what they want. Like these rappers will tell you, you know, when I die, I'm gonna go to hell. You know, these rappers think big bitch, like they gonna wear their tits in the heavens.
I wonder if heaven got a ghetto.
Yeah, when does heaven got a ghetto? There's no ghetto in heaven. Why would you want to go to a ghetto in heaven, man? You'll never be a person that place before you in the earth. That is just straight stupid.
It's that low mentality.
You know? So, as the brother said, you read that scripture, which is a prayer, as it is in heaven, what you have to understand is that the Most High, what you're praying for, is actually going to bring order that's in heaven here on the earth. Because earth is also a heaven, man. You know? And that's what it's going to be when Jacob is established as the ruler of the earth with Yahawashi.
Whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahawah Yahawashi shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
You see that? We're in hard bondage right now, man. We're in such hard bondage. Our people been institutionalized to the point where they don't even think that you're a slave in America, man. You think that you're free.
They don't even think nothing wrong with it. Right? They don't even see their condition in poor. They don't even see the poor condition they live in. They don't understand the foul food that they eat. That's how bad it is, man. That's bad. When you're blind to the fact of seeing yourself in this poor condition. Hey, Esau did a number. I'm gonna say the Most High did a number on his people, man. You know, that's crazy, man. A black woman can't look at herself and see the shame. They run around here with no shame, man. Blonde hair, blue hair, green hair, you know, paraded that it's okay to be a hoe, jumping from man to man, like it's okay in the school. And that's all should be ashamed.
Oh my God!
I was reading on Tobit, and I was speaking with somebody, breaking it down to him, you know, reading the chapters and things of that nature, and you know, Tobias' son married Sarah. Sarah, you know, Lord answered her prayer because, you know, she couldn't understand why every man that she was to lie down with, they were being pushed to death. And I believe they called that demon Amodus, the spirit of Amodus. And it was a demon that basically was killing every man that laid down with her. So she slept with 7 men, but they died. And I know I don't want to go into it long to read the story, but just to, you know, the point is the maid started the maids talking, and they was talking shit about her, saying that she was strangling them. You know, they thought she was killing them. But come to the realization that the Lord was doing. But my point is that you women back then, it was a shame for a woman to be with multiple men. You know, when you got maids shaming you because you done been with 7 men, you know? So it's like today, it's a totally opposite. It's a trophy to be men and to live and manage yourself like a man, you know, thinking you can just hop on a dick and then think it's cool to jump on the next one, man. That shit is filthy and unclean, man. And that's why our people, so-called black women, per se, don't understand it and don't see how they actually look. Look at these TV shows, man. You know, wow, what's that, Bad Girls Club, they out there fighting. You look a mess. You actually shaming your own people. Judah, I'm gonna say Judah and Ephraim, they don't give a fuck, man. You don't care how you look, man. You know? But anyway, that's that.
Oh yeah, I was gonna get, no, you got it. Let's see.
Hey, somebody could get in the first chapter.
Yeah, I read this. Okay, I was getting the 3rd chapter.
You get what you got.
Yeah, all right. This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 16. It says, moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks.
So you have to imagine that. The Lord said the daughters of Zion, which is Israel, are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks. You know, you gotta image that. The woman walking with pride, you know, with this strut, you know, this gait, and how she moved proudly, man. The stretched forth neck, head straight up, and acting like she's everything above the world. You know, a woman that thinks she looks all that, you can tell because she won't even bother to even look your way. She won't even, I mean, let me say this, she won't even acknowledge that you did. You know, that's a woman with pride, man. She got the heels on, she's strutting, you know, and she's proud, man. You know, what happened? Yeah, look on fresh, yeah. Well, go ahead, huh?
It says, and walking with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes.
And wanton eyes, that means she's wicked, man. Because her eyes are rolling in areas where she ain't supposed to, man. Wanton eyes is roaming around, looking in men's eyes and trying to entice them, man. You know, going places you ain't supposed to be, man. You know, back in the ancient world, women wouldn't look a man in the eyes, man. Matter of fact, that's also to this day in the East Indian culture, man. East Indian women, if they not Americanized, they're trained that they don't look men in their eyes. I had this actually happening. I had an experience with this, and I used to work at the hospital, and I didn't understand it. But when I went to the hospital and I was being hired, and you went through what you call that first
training.
Some type
Training?
of training.
The training shit. What was the class we go to? What they call it? Whatever, training, right? And they told us about it, because they said people here is diverse. We have a diverse culture here. Respect,
Like sensitivity training or something?
yeah, like they said we have a diverse culture here. Respect people's culture. And I forgot, you know, during the interview, I'm working, and I ran into this woman, she was East Indian, and I'm telling her that I need to do her room and do this and that, but she wasn't looking at me. Mind you, but I'm sitting here like, yo, you don't hear me? And she said, I heard you, sir. And then it clicked, I said, oh, shit. She's practicing, no, but she grew up in not until me and my face. So she got her ear to me, she heard me, but she wasn't saying nothing. So when I started, she was like, I heard you, sir, and she walked away with her head down. So I said, oh shit, they do that. That's how they used to do in the ancient world, man. You know? And the Lord said he's gonna bring us back to the ancient times, man. The way it was in the ancient times, man. You know? Go ahead.
It says, and one-time eyes, actually a footnote from one-time eyes here, it says in Hebrew, deceiving with their eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, man. No, wicked creatures, man. I said, man, listen, women are second wicked to the Esau, man. Or first, shit. You gotta live with them, man. You know, you work with them. You gotta, you know, do a job for them or whatever. But the woman, she's supposed to be in your household. You know, so who's more second to you on a regular daily basis, man? Yeah.
The army, you got the front lines and all that.
Yeah, man.
Right there. It says, and one-time eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet.
Making a twinkling with their feet, causing attention to themselves, man. You know? If you're a married woman, you're not supposed to be causing attention to yourself. And I'm gonna say it again. If you're a married woman, you ain't supposed to be having casual conversation with men.
Nope.
Just because you're feeling cool, you're feeling good about yourself. You know? Because I guarantee, I tell you this, if your man would happen to be there, would you be talking to that guy casually? Would you be sitting down having lunch with him? You wouldn't do it in front of your man's face. But since he ain't there, you saying, oh, it's just cool, it's casual, you know, it's work, he's a work, you know, work guy. You know, but go ahead.
It says, therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion.
And that's the curse. Okay? The Lord placed upon the, I'm gonna say starting with that Judite woman, okay? I'm gonna say all the Israelite women, man. But mainly Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, man. You know, he smite a crab, the crown of the head, meaning that you're bald, man. This is why women don't even have edges, man. And the further the curses is when you go out here and try to cheat the Lord, man. When the Lord wants you to suffer, you go out here and say, F the Lord, by going purchasing weed, man. Weeds, man. You know, perms. So what the Lord do with those things, man? It drives your hair to be even cursed even more than what it was, man. You know? Because that's like spitting in the Lord's face. Whenever the men of the Lord done wrong and he was righteous, he would put ashes. It's like mourning. He would put ashes on his face. He would suffer. Matter of fact, get Micah. Yeah, get Micah. What is it, the 5th chapter? He said, "My eyes shall be over."
Oh, is that 7?
7. Get 7. Get that real quick. Yeah.
7
Micah 7. Yeah.
7 and 5. Or,
7-5.
yeah.
10, 7 and 10.
Start up a little above that though.
I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned
There you
against
go.
him.
There you go.
This is Micah chapter 7, verse 9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord.
Read a verse above, right?
Micah chapter 7, verse 8. Rejoice not against me, O my enemy.
One more. Come on, man.
Micah chapter 7, verse 7. Therefore, I will look unto the Lord. I will wait for the God of my salvation.
6, not 6.
Damn.
Lock it.
Suffer 5.
Nah, actually, yeah, 5.
So you see fit.
This is Micah chapter 7, verse 5. Trust thee not in a friend, put thee not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lies in thy bosom.
And that's talking about a woman, your woman, man. You don't have to tell your woman everything, man. You don't have to be indoctrinated as the way these heathens are today going to these churches. They tell you, you know, you can't lie to your woman, this and that. You can lie for a righteous reason, man. All right? You don't have to tell your woman everything. There's some things she can't handle. The scriptures say she is the weaker vessel. You are the head, man. You know? And just again, recapping on Tobit, Raphael lied to Tobit, man. You know? Raphael, he didn't. Tobit asked what lineage he came from. He was an angel, man. Right. And he had to lie to him and tell him that he was of the Azarias the lineage of Hananias or something like that, to the nature. And then Tobit was found joyful because he was of the lineage, man. All right, and his lineage had a good name to his father. All right, but he lied. So there was an angel lying to a man. All right, but anyway, go ahead.
For the son of the father, the daughter riseth up against the mother, the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the men of his own house.
Yeah, because your enemies, they say what in the world? Keep your enemies close. Your enemies are those that's really near to you because they know everything about you. They know how you feel. They know how to provoke you. They know how to make you happy, sad. You know, those are close. Those are more of your enemies than it is someone on the outside. Because someone on the outside can't really bother you because they're outside. Someone's inside, they can do things and be devilish, man. Yeah. So those of your household, all right, can be called your enemies if they're not following the ways of Yahawah, BaHaSham, Rawchaa. You know?
Therefore, I will look unto the Lord. I will wait for the power of my salvation.
So Micah said, I will look to the Lord because Micah was down. Micah was catching hell, man. He said, I will look to the Lord. Go ahead.
My power will hear me. Rejoice not against me, O mine enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord, Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, shall be a light unto me. I will bear the indignation of the Lord.
See, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. That is the point. You're supposed to bear the indignation of the Lord, man. You're not supposed to be going out here trying to cheat and not bear that indignation. It's good to suffer in the eyes of the Lord so that you can receive the glory later, man. You know, so you can receive the kingdom. But when you go out here and think you can cut corners, then guess what? You're going to suffer a grievous death, man. So with Micah, he said, I would suffer the indignation of the Lord because he was down and out. He knew that, look, he sinned, man. If not him, his nation sinned, man. So he had to suffer that, man.
Daniel said, we have sinned. He didn't exclude himself out.
Right.
He said, we have sinned as a whole.
Right.
Because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness.
So that's a lesson learned here. You know, dealing with your woman, you know, your woman, you might be tied up. I'll give you an example. Y'all sitting here, y'all got a crib together, and here y'all going half and everything. And then you find out things is going bad. You know, you find out this woman is committing adultery on you. You know that your lifestyle's about to change. You're sitting there saying, well, damn, man. You know, I got to fucking move. I ain't gonna have any money. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have to go back with my father, my mom's. Yo, this is crazy, man. What the fuck? I'm suffering this shit. But then you have to realize, a righteous man to realize, well, I sinned. Let me pray unto the Lord because the Lord is doing this because I've sinned, man. You know, I went off, you know. So you have to suffer that indignation. Don't go out there and try to, hey, you know what, I ain't gonna be able to come to camp for 2 weeks. I gotta get this job. I'll be back. You can't do that, man. You gotta suffer the indignation of the Lord, man. Suffer for the sins that you have committed, man. And it's good to suffer now than to suffer later. You know, we're suffering now, man. You know, being humiliated, being demonized, man. Okay? Suffering because brothers, people just hate you because you out here teaching this truth. We're suffering from the Yahawashi sin, man. But go ahead. Because that's a lesson learned here, man. You know, dealing with your woman, family.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. It says, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
Yeah, strange things are gonna happen to us, man. And we're not to think it's strange because you know, we are spiritual men. You know, this brother last week, he got getting the Sabbath. When the light instant, the brother said to me, hey, it's a Sabbath. And then it didn't click to me. I said, okay. And then yesterday, I went to light an instant again, and I said, oh shit, it's a Sabbath.
I did that too.
And then it hit me. It hit me. It said, oh damn, why I wasn't thinking like this from my very beginning coming in? Because when the Lord said that 7th day as a rest, when you light that fire, you're taking away from the Lord. The Lord does everything, man. You know? So when you're lighting fire, you're doing things, the Most High got a mission. The Most High does everything. The reason why these people walking down the street is the Lord is allowing them to walk down the street. You know, they wouldn't be able to walk down the street if he didn't want to. He had them walking around that street. So that means the Lord is working. You got animals out here, you got everything, all these people out here doing stuff. The Lord is working. When you're lighting fires and doing things, that is drawing from the Lord, man. The Lord just asked for a rest on his Sabbath day, the new moon, man. Because he need a rest. We all work, he work. You know? Matter of fact, somebody get Hebrews 4th chapter real quick. Start at 1. You know? Just read down in that real quick. Yeah, 4:1.
This is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 1. It says, let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest,
Which is salvation.
any of you should seem to come short of it. For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it.
Right?
For we, which have believed, do enter into rest. As he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. For he spake in a certain place of the 7th day on this wise, and the Most High did rest the 7th day from all his works.
Right, because the Heavenly Father worked. So how much more us? Okay? Yahawashi worked. Alahayim, the powers that was behind Yahawashi, okay, work. Now, these first fruits, men that are prophets, men that are in the earth, they gotta work. You know?
The apostles work. The apostle Paul worked. Mason knows so we had these occupations where we work.
Right. But what I'm just throwing in is that when this brother hit me with that, it hit me quick yesterday, and I was like, when I drawed that fire, I said, this is taken away from the Lord. You know? You know? But anyway, we jump back. Right?
Isaiah chapter 41 is 1.
Well, I think I could get right the second chapter. We're talking about the suffering. Hold on. We're talking about suffering. Suffering in its truth is a good thing, man.
Oh, yeah, that's what I have to do.
The suffering in its truth is a good thing, man. You know, because it purges you. It disciplines you, man. You know, it may be rough. It's easier said than done. But I would rather be fun. I would rather suffer now than to suffer later when amongst these sheep, amongst these 2/3 of our people, right? You know?
Back in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of the Yahawah's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Yeah, and the greatest suffering is coming, man. Persecution. That's a great suffering, man. When these devils go and persecute brothers in that time, in that season, you know, don't think it's strange. Don't look shocked. Don't marvel. You know, what I do? I ain't do nothing. I ain't did nothing. Who am I linked to? You know? Just take it with joy and say, hey, this is the Lord's will, man. Because if you sit there and lead off your own flesh and feelings, you know, you're basically going against the Most High. The Lord's movie for you, and what he had for you to do was to get arrested by the police, to be upon that truck, take you to that cell, in whatever case, because you don't know that you was probably going to do a great work in the Lord by showing spiritual powers. But you want to run away from that, you know, let it be. You know, it is what it is, man. That's why we got to be more spiritual in these latter days and being more circumspect. You know, reading the scriptures even more, man. Asking and praying a lot more so that the Lord can open your mind and your spirit up to see. You know, that's what I pray for. I hope the Lord do that for me and the rest of these brothers here, man. Because, hey, man, it's getting to the point where, you know, these prophecies are taking its place. We're in a season of pestilences, but then again, don't forget about the persecution coming. We felt the persecution. We felt all the demons and all the pressure that will be put upon you. The Lord gave you a teaser of it, man. Esau was going crazy every day, posting shit up, you know, as if we did these things to be arrested for, man. And all we want is the scriptures. At the end of the day, this is the Lord's movie, man. You know? Hey, when you watch a movie and you're seeing extras walking down the street, they're supposed to walk down that street because they're supposed to make the scene. Make it look like they out in the open, in the marketplace, to make the movie come to life. You know, same way as your job, man. You know, Most High may want you to do something particular, and you got to go down that path. Go ahead, man.
Verse 14, last this one. If ye be reproached for the name of Yahawashi, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you.
Hey, that's beautiful, man. Because now, when you're being persecuted, they say because you was teaching that name, Yahawashi, you should smile, man. I know it's a moment where you should be sorrow, but in our reality, we should be rejoicing. You know, if you're being locked up for teaching this truth and you ain't done nothing, and go back and read Tobit, man. Read about Sarah. Sarah cried out. Tobit cried out. Tobit was blind because the birds shitted in his eyes, man. And he was blind. He was blind for a minute, man. You know? And he cried out. Sarah on the other end, in another land, ready to commit suicide, ready to telling the Lord that you might as well take me out. So you know what the Lord did? He sent Raphael to heal both of them, man. That's beautiful, man. I'm reading up like, yo, you know, right when you think it's, you know, you ready to go, there it is. Now you got life, man. That's why the Lord said, he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. He that fighteth his life shall lose it, man. You got to be willing to let this shit go, man. Be honest, that's the raw truth of things, man. You got to be willing to let all this shit go, man, for BaHaSham, Yahawashi. King.
Susanna.
I believe that was Ananias and Peter, I believe it was, when they were they got beat up for preaching the name of Yahawashi. Silas, that's right. And they was laying up in the jail, and they was all lumped up, and they was rejoicing.
Yeah. Hey, that's the state of mind we're gonna have to get back into. And I'm pretty sure the Lord is gonna put that spirit on the elect in that day, because you ain't gonna have shit, man. You gonna have nothing to live for to keep up. You know, keeping your park together, keeping your car maintenance and driving, needing food. You're really gonna go into a barbarian state of mind, man. You know, you're gonna be living just for that hour, not for the day. Well, striving to live for the day, but for that hour to get by, man. Shit gonna be happening, man. You know, back then you read, man, I was reading, man. And I'm telling you, the state of mind that the men of the Lord was in back then was real rough, man. To us, we're a lot feminized than our forefathers, man. We're a whole lot more feminized than our forefathers. We're actually spoiled, man. We're actually spoiled to the point that if we even get to that point of sufferings that our forefathers did, man, we fucking weak, man. You know, that's why it has to be the spirit of the Lord when you really get through that, man. And that's why you got guys saying they ain't gonna take the chip. You don't know if you ain't gonna take the chip. The spirit of the Lord gotta be on you for you not to take the chip, man.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 5. It says, for thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail?
Yeah, man that travaileth with child, that's a man that's screaming, man. A woman that travaileth with child is a screaming woman, man. You know, she's giving birth. You gotta image that, man. You know, she has a child, she's travailing. You know, that cry, that strong, loud cry, like of agony and pain. Well, men gonna be doing that, man. Grown men.
Yeah, that's not really too far-fetched, man, because you got big-ass dudes like The Rock, 6'8", big cocky diesel, playing the Tooth Fairy, man.
Yeah.
So that's really not too far fetched,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, you can see it now, man. You can see it now, right out. All of these so-called masculine thugs, gangsters, you know, that held this background, 10 toes on the ground, stood for something. They all weak men, man. They all children of homos and gays. You know, that's crazy, man. Raised by women, letting their woman rule over them, ordering their way of life and their family structure, man. You know, it's crazy, man. These Edomites gotta go, man. This Greek, this Roman culture, you gotta go. You gotta go, man. Destroy the earth, man. White Edomite here smoking a cigarette, destroying our lungs, man.
Death.
You know, who created them damn cigarettes? Esau, man. You know, and Jake gobbled it up, man. Who created these prescription drugs? Esau, man. And Jake gobbled it up, man. The same way Esau was feeding Jake in slavery that pigs, intestines, chitlins and eyeballs and feet. That's the same way they stuff it down your throat with these drugs, man. And it's demonic witchcraft that's going on in the world, man.
And what does Jake do? He turns it into a delicacy. And with the chitlins and all that stuff and what they did back in slavery, now they give you drugs. And what do they do now? They get clean now. Like they drink this, they make songs about it.
Right.
Sipping on some scissor and shit like that, man.
Yeah, mushroom, acid, prescription pills, that was all Edomite drugs. Now you got celebrities that got with these rich white boys, and here it is, they made it cool for the low level or Israelites to be doing the thing, man. You know, there was a difference even with drugs, when the uses of drugs for different nations, man. You know, Jake was weed and liquor. Now Jake is Molly's, Xanax and lean, acid, whatever you name it, man. Roxy's, whatever.
New drugs coming out every damn year.
Yeah. You know, and it's all destroying you as a people. You know, go ahead, right?
It says, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into pale.
Hey, you've seen cartoons before. You know how they show an image of a cartoon character and his face turns pale and they go up? Yeah. And it's like, you know, it's showing how frightened he is and how scared he is, man. You know?
It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Yeah, because who's saved out of trouble is going to be the elect of Jacob, man. Okay? But Jacob's trouble is what is approaching, man. Very soon, man. And I was watching brother Rob VA sending a couple of videos, putting me on to this guy that really deals with money. You know, how to basically invest in silver and gold. Something similar to Elder Prophet Tahar was talking about. You know, I'm pretty sure Prophet Tahar knew what it is. Because he was saying a lot of things Prophet Tahar was saying about the silver and gold. And why it's good to actually now start purchasing some silver and gold if you could. You know, it's good to have a few coins. Understand that a lot better. But this guy, he follows the money. He said when Donald Trump become president, that's when the shit gonna go down again. He said he believed Donald Trump was gonna be president again, and that's when the recession is gonna actually, everything's going crazy out there. People it's gonna be anarchist. Money, the dollar bill is gonna collapse, and that was his theory, you know. So, and I said, well, that's good timing, you know. He said it was. He said they knew this was the crash of the bill was gonna happen. It's just a matter of time when. It's just about when. But it's gonna happen. It has to. Nothing, the money doesn't add up anymore.
The Federal Reserve made sure that when they implemented it in 1913, and what the Federal Reserve mostly does is they print money out of thin air, man. So if you keep printing money out of thin air, it devalues the dollar that's already on the earth, man. Because the way the money works is when you had the whole purpose of having a paperback in the first place was to be convenience for carrying around a sack of gold or silver. So what they would take it to a bank, and then you would get a greenback with the same value of the gold or the silver that you put on the bank. But nowadays, there is no gold. It's just paper, man. This money isn't worth paper that is silver.
You know how much money you're gonna see on the ground? You're gonna see dollar bills everywhere on the ground, and they might be stepping over. You might even start using this money to burn a fire, man. towards your fire, man. You know, wipe your ass.
Right.
When you're shitting in the woods.
Toilet, this paper might be used as toilet paper, man. And also too, going to show that that's how you can tell also how this money has absolutely no value behind it is because of look into the transition into cryptocurrency. That's how you know it's going to be a smooth transition to cryptocurrency because what? You might as well have it on as a digital number on a computer because it ain't worthless. Right. Also too, the brother I'm from NYC made a fantastic point about a way of another excuse for getting rid of the dollar is because of these diseases. Money changes hands. Money is extremely dirty, man. Where do you think these dollar bills have been throughout all the world? You don't know where that shit's been, man. You touching it, you know, you messing with it, you touch it again, wipe your face with it. This money is filthy, man. As an excuse to try to clean up the coronavirus, what they're trying to do over there in China is get away with dollars and bring over and make everything cryptocurrency and digital, so you won't have to touch it.
But Elder Monopazon, I don't know if y'all saw it. This was maybe like last week. He did a video. It was late too. He did a video on an article basically with China burning their own money, only giving out goods. He said that I guess it's contagious or something. So it's going to lead into what? Democracy. You know, coronavirus could possibly lead into us having a new change in society as far as being digital, where everything, money, currency is done digitally, man. You know, because if you don't have to shake anybody's hand or transfer any type of element to another person to grab, paper can carry germs, all that shit on there, man. If they wanted to, they could put presidents and put it on a couple of hundreds of 20s and 5s bills and let it circulate through the economy, man. And then people would just get sick off money, man. You know, it's that easy, man, if the Lord's will. So why not a chip? A chip, you can put it in your hand and you just, you know, scan. You ain't got to touch. You know, do that, that's it. You know?
Look at the vision, because Esau has his future out on all of these movies, man. All these movies, these video games, Cyberpunk 2077, things like that. But years ago, Demolition Man, okay? Now, Demolition Man, people didn't even greet each other with physical greetings. They would give each other a high five, put their hands up and then circle it around each other and just hover each other, things like that. Because what? This has all been prophesied in the scriptures, man. All right, this transition into digital currency, and also too. Let me get let me get
I'm listening.
Jeremiah, Genesis 4. Let's start at 10. Yeah, let's start with that. You know, because it's going in on the money and how eventually that is going to fail. How we know is because what the scriptures tell us that there's no new thing in the sun. All right, and now this already happened in Egypt. Okay.
This is Genesis chapter 47, verse 10. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from before Pharaoh. And Joseph placed his father and his brethren and them in possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramses, as Pharaoh had commanded. And Joseph knows his father and his brethren and all his father's household.
Now let's get a little backdrop. Who's Joseph? Joseph was one of the sons of Jacob, right? But he was also banished by his own brothers, and ultimately through the Spirit was made second in command in Egypt. So he was basically the governor. Okay, go ahead.
With bread according to their families, and there was no bread in all the land.
There was no bread. Hey, what do you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and slang talk call money? Also, we're talking about physical bread. But what do you say when Jake needs some money, man? I need some bread, yo. Right? Hey, go ahead.
For the famine was very sore.
So there was a very sore famine, hunger, and also there's going to be a money fail in the system. And this is all going to happen again here in Babylon the Great. Read on.
So that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine.
Go ahead.
And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt.
Joseph gathered up, the governor of Egypt gathered up all the money that was found in Egypt. Go ahead.
And in the land of Canaan, for the corn which they brought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house.
That shows. I was gonna say that shows inflation. He gathered all that money just for corn.
Right.
You know.
And because he knew that a famine was coming, what do people do when there's a panic nowadays? They pull their money out of the stock market.
Right. and whatever food they have, they charge up the prices. You know.
Right.
And when money fell in the land of Egypt,
read that again.
And when the money fell, and when the money fell, and when the money fell in the land of Egypt.
And when the money fell into the land of Egypt. What's Revelation 11 and 8 say? The great city which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. You know? Ain't no new thing under the sun. This place is going to fail too. Go ahead.
And in the land of Canaan.
In the land of Canaan. Go ahead.
All the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread. For why should we die in the presence when the money failing?
Right, so all the inhabitants of Egypt came unto Joseph, second in command, the governor. They went to the government and said, give us bread. We ain't got no money. Why should we die here in the land of Egypt? Go ahead.
And Joseph said, give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fails.
Yeah, so now we're getting into a barter system, right? Trading bread for cattle, things of that nature. Trade-offs, you know? Something that's worth for you, I'll trade it for some bread. Okay?
And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses,
Barter system, okay?
and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herd.
Now, this is something similar is going to happen in Babylon the Great. When the money fails, what people are going to, trade a little bit of toothpaste for some toilet paper. Plenty of examples out there. Paper towels for some socks. All right, as an example. Go ahead.
Like in the movie,
The Book of Eli. Exactly like that. Denzel walked up to the bar and said, "Can I get the water?" And the dude was like, "That's the good stuff." So the dude had to take off his scarf and he had to trade his gloves for a canteen of water. Water system.
He at one point in the movie he was listening to iTunes, and then he had little what you call those alcohol packages, and that was his way of washing up.
Right. Hey, in order to recharge his iPod, he had to give 3 of those little towels to the Zippo lighter, all right, to get his thing recharged, man. Something similar is going to happen when the money fails. So this already happened. Now there's a barter system for corn and bread now. Go ahead.
And for the asses, and he fed them with bread for all the cattle for that year.
That year. So this is how it went for 1 year, all right, meaning a particular point in time. Go ahead.
And when that year was ended, Salakia, they came unto him the second year and said unto him, we will not hide it from my Lord. After that money is spent, my Lord also have our herds of cattle.
So now the people are coming up to the governor, the second in command, Joseph of Egypt, and is saying, I ain't gonna lie to you, Lord. We ain't got no bread, and we ain't got no money to buy bread or anything to trade to get any bread. Read on.
My Lord also hath our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my Lord.
So they don't even got nothing to trade with. Go ahead.
But our bodies.
Our bodies. All we got left is our bodies. Damn. All I have left is to offer you is my body.
So women in these latter days, they gonna be fucking for refuge. Hey, how they say, Maury, the women was having sex with cheeseburgers and shit.
Right.
You know, when you're gonna be having sex with men just to be comforted and have a covert over you, man.
Isaiah 4:1.
Isaiah 4:1.
That's right. Just a little bit more now.
And our land.
Oh, so all we have is our bodies and our land. Now, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you ain't got no land out here, man. So all you got left to offer is your body, man. You're a woman, like the brother said, you got to offer up the box. If you're a man, you got to,
military.
You got to do some military. Beautiful, Rock, beautiful. You got to put on some boots, and I hope you're your trigger finger work, man.
Hey, and you know what? Also, The Walking Dead also expresses that because a lot of them stayed in certain communities and they was a soldier to the head because they needed protection, so they needed food. Walking Dead. Vegan had all those soldiers because they needed the soldiers. They followed him and it was soldiers for him because he had refuge, he had protection, he had food, he had water, he had guns, you know?
That's true.
And I was thinking too with because I didn't get that far because I stopped watching it, but governor right before that, when they showed up to the governor, he had a little township going on, and really, like you're not going to be in that township and be sitting on grass, man. All right, you're going to have a job to do. All right, if you're a little bit physically fit, you got some strong will, we're going to put you in as a muscle. Okay, if you know how to plant and deal with crops, or what, we're going to put you over in this section over here and help us grow some crops. Either way, cultivate some stuff. Either way, you know how to sew. Well, you're making uniforms. All right. Either way, you're going to be using. The government is going to find a way to use you as your body, since you don't have any money, you don't have any herds or anything to trade with.
But the guy kept getting rapper. He said something that was edifying. You can't be used and you're worthless. That's true. We all to the Most High. We can't be used by the Lord then you're worthless.
We got to get with our put our bodies in our
Genesis chapter 47:18. My Lord also hath our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my Lord, but our bodies and our wheat and our land. By us and our land for bread.
What did they say?
By us and our land for bread.
They said, buy us in our land for bread. In exchange for, we offer up our bodies in exchange for bread. And that's in exchange for asylum, in exchange for an opportunity to live. That's what people are going to be doing when this dollar ultimately crashes. They're going to, for a little bit, they're going to be able to sell some of their t-shirts or whatever and trade it for goods and this and that and the third. But that's only in the first year. Some time is going to go by, and you're going to run out of all your goods, and all you're going to have left is your body to offer up to the God of this world, which is Esau Edom, man.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 20. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, but victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sport, famine, and great confusion. So when these times do come, people think that it's going to be, as the scripture says in Ezekiel, there shall be peace, but there shall be none. And there's going to be things cheap. All right, let me read it again.
Oh, yeah, if I could add too, because this is a movie called The Big Short, and that goes into the 2008 market crash. And one of the reasons why you had people with low-paying jobs who were able to buy houses because houses were so cheap, you know. Not going in like you said, going into that town where everything's going to be so cheap, people not going to be looking at why is it?
Right.
They just going to be looking at the fact that they can get it. Yeah.
It says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. But victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish in famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
I know the first financial collapse, not the first, hundreds of collapses, but the last collapse, the real official collapse in 2008, it was sudden, man. You know, the day before that, everybody was going to work like it wasn't no thing. Then you go into work, you get called in the office and be like, hey, man, no hard feelings, but we got to terminate your job. This, that, and the third. That's why it says they think themselves to be in a good case, man. Because when a bubble pops, before a bubble pops, what? It's at its greatest. Then all of a sudden, it bursts. And, you know, whatever... Like, let's say you're sitting on a medicine ball or something like that, you know, those air balls or whatever, you're sitting on it, And then what happens if the bubble pops, man?
Oh,
Boom!
yeah, you gonna
You
hit
gonna
hard.
fall,
Right.
man. You
Fall
gonna hit
hard.
hard. You ain't gonna expect it.
Yeah.
You're just gonna drop. Oh. Those are the worst ones too. That you don't expect it.
Yeah.
You ever sat down and you thought there was a chair there?
Somebody
man?
pull that shit.
Bust your ass.
But somebody pulls you.
Yeah, can you read?
Come on, man.
Can you read that one more time? It says about they escaped the hunger, the sword.
Okay. Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Yeah, because even when you watch those movies like that show Containment, who brought the rations into the people first? The military. Which, all right, so if you escape the hunger, basically you escape the perils of this place. All right, I'm gonna go to the military. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get food, but you gonna you gonna get off. You know what I'm saying? You gonna escape this danger to go to that danger.
Well, that's an Amos. Shall these
Yeah, you think you're safe?
It says, verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dumb, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down.
Genesis chapter 47 and 19. And we in our land will be servants unto Pharaoh,
And we in our land will be servants to the Pharaoh, man. Go ahead.
and give us seed that we may live and not die.
That's funny that the brother just mentioned rations, because when you say give us seed that we may not die, now seed, all right, is a ration system, man. Okay, because what, like if you give somebody food, like they say, like they tell you in the world, give a man fish is good for one meal. If you teach a man to fish, and then he'll never go hungry again. That's the seed. Okay, what you grow something, it gives you food. You plant the seed, and it grows again, and you're constantly able to eat. That's what the people are ultimately going to be looking at this society when they're going to Esau Edom. They're going to be lining up around the corner to get into those concentration camps.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because the perfect example is in Venezuela, right? We were talking about the money being used as toilet paper. I was watching documentaries about that. They had stacks of paper that looked like, you would look at it and be like, damn, you rich. Be like, man, I got $13 on me, yo. Like, that's what it really ultimately equals to. So it's really good for nothing, man. You know?
And we see
But that's what that's what these people ultimately going to be looking for, is that ration. But they did in Venezuela, aside from the chip, which is they're going to segue into the chip, was they gave them a card, a ration card. So they would go up, swipe the card, or do whatever they do with the card, get a certain amount of food. That's the seed that they're looking for to live.
You gotta expect some of these folks, these people would rather be in the concentration camp than to be out here surviving on their own. Because in a concentration camp, unless they got food for their shelter, you know, it may be a little harsh and ugly, may not be the best of foods, but at least they ain't gotta survive out here on their own and strapped. That was basically going back into The Walking Dead too.
Damn.
There was one point in there where somebody, one of them, they kept putting up these flyers, and it was they come to the community, and when they got there, they were basically being destroyed, man. But people wanted to get there because they was tired of surviving on their own. It was too scary to survive, which is you and another person. When you can go and be a part of a community and be a part of a community, and all fight for that community.
I'm sure they all had their doubts and be like, oh, this is probably the wrong thing to do, but damn, yo, we got to try something.
Yeah, especially when the horde, they call it hordes. The hordes would come in and swarm up with zombies and things of that nature. So in reality, you're going to be seeking this RFID microchip, man. Mark of the beast. Yeah, I got some.
Yeah, it's all going to go into destination.
Revelations chapter 3 verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. That word temptation.
The word temptation. That hour of temptation is going to be that time that we were just reading about in described in Genesis the 47th chapter. That time when the money is going to fail. You know, you're going to have that little barter system for a while. Things are going to go good for a little while, a little season. And then all of a sudden, you look at the cabinets, you ain't got no boat, you ain't got no nothing to eat, man. You know, and then that hour of temptation is gonna come. There's gonna be advertising, there's gonna be signs like in The Walking Dead where it says "Come to Terminus" and all this stuff. Like there's gonna be a temptation out there.
Oh, also too, you know, vaccines. He's gonna be tempted to get vaccines because they don't. It's gonna be diseases out here. People ain't gonna want to die from pestilences, man. And that vaccine is gonna be that. It says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world.
All the world, wicked men. That's Greek.
To try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
And it says to try them that dwell upon the earth too. Try what? Try your faith, man. You know? Did you believe that all the stories? What was the story with Elisha where he was hungry?
Elijah.
With the raven, and the raven
There was a famine in the land.
Man. You know, also the story of Dan, all right, when the Lord grabbed Habakkuk, you know, through an angel, vehemently grabbed him over there to bring him some food. He was in a cage with a lion, man. You know, do you believe the Lord is going to try your faith? Whether you believe that these accounts are actually true, man?
And just put it like this, man. You gotta, the Lord said, count the cost. We're all going to be placed in a situation that leads unto death, man. You know, think about it. You know, you gotta look at it, man. You're gonna be in so much of a danger that is either die for the Lord or basically live to worship Esau. It's gonna come to a point where everybody is gonna be in a dangerous state, man, to the point where you're gonna die. And men of the Lord, hey, righteous men of the Lord would rather be with Yahawashi, you know, in the spirit realm. And then that's when those miracles happen, man. The Lord comes through and end up healing you or making you a safe haven, giving you spiritual powers, man. I believe everybody's going to come to that point where you're going to be at that point where you're going to be facing death, man. You know? And then when you be tested, the Lord seeks to test you. Whatever your lot is, you know, wherever the Lord is, I don't know. You know, the Most High, there it is. You know, you might just be changed in the twinkle of an eye, or you might have to be beheaded. You know, you all the way with it.
And that's why prophecy is so very important, because you know what happens afterwards. When you're put in that situation, the only reason you're gonna go to the concentration camp is because you don't see a way out. You know what I'm saying? But we know the missiles is gonna come. Yeah. So you stay here, take the chip, you just waited a little longer to receive a missile. You know?
You know it's ultimately really important as far as knowledge of the Bible to know strong in the faith. About knowing, even if you get put to death, it's not a big deal. It's knowing about reincarnation, man.
That's true.
Re meaning back, in meaning incarnate in the flesh. All right. If Esau has a situation where you can't get out of it, all right, and you get beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi, that's not. You have to have the understanding that that's not the end of you. That's not the end of your spirit, man. The scriptures say that we're first dead in Yahawashi shall be lifted up.
Right, first works.
You know?
You know, the elect, whether brother fulfill the prophecy of being beheaded, it seems that he's dead towards the rest of the flesh, those that are around that see it, he's dead. But the Lord is bringing him right back. He's not coming back as a new being. So that means that when he received that new body, he's going to be the same person as he was before he was beheaded. That's the beauty of the first resurrection, living with Yahawashi. That's the beauty, man. That you're not coming back out as a newborn babe, you know, with a new set of mother, father, having to learn everything again. You know, that is the company that the Most High gave to his elect. You know? But to finish this, it says, Revelation 3 and 12. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my power and the name of the city of my power, to New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, and I will write upon him my new name. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear what the Spirit say to the churches, man. So the Lord promises you about his comfort, man. And that's why this word is comfort. That's why we out here, man. We're out here, all right, to do the will of the Lord, to visit the Lord, and to give the elect across the world an edification to build upon their faith toward BaHaSham Yahawashi.
Yeah, this is, I quoted it earlier, but I'll bring it out. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Hamashiach Yahawashi shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain.
That shout, you're going to hear. The other Apostle Paul said that years ago, you're going to hear that shout. It's probably a distinctive sound. Everybody going to be what? You know? Yeah. The hell is that? Remember, what was it, a few years ago, 18, 17, and 16, where they had them compilation video clips about going around in the world with these different sounds of a trumpet.
Yeah,
they didn't know where it was coming from, heaven or earth or
the Ark, that in UK, they have one in Michigan.
Yeah.
They have some in Europe also.
Hey, that right there, what happened in those years ago proves that that's not far-fetched, man. Hearing strange noise and not knowing where it's coming from, and the people in the world can hear that, man. You know, in that particular location.
They compared it to a football field load of tractor trailers.
Wow. They was going to trumpet then. All you heard was the trumpet. Just right there above the clouds and just going to trumpet, and it's really going all out, you know. Good beat.
That shout is going to be a hell of a shout. It says, verse 17, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. So shall we ever be with the Lord. So yeah, those that have died in the name of BaHaSham Yahawashi as a witness, you know, and those that survived that we killed them upon the earth, all right, we're all going to be brought back and resurrected together and changed in the air, man, with those spiritual bodies, man. You know, and was it that goes in the Jeremiah 16 to 16, where the fishers are going to be turned into hunters, you know, and we shall be pulling them out of their holes. That's how you know we're going to have spiritual powers, because we don't know where the Edomites are going to be held up at, you know, and we're going to be able to see them through the rocks, man. Look at them little niggas down there, man. They hide.
Yahawashi said this. This is Jeremiah chapter 47. Isaiah. This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 3. Thou nakedness shall be uncovered, thou shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So if Yahawashi not coming to meet you as a man, how much more the elect changing it to that extraterrestrial? Because Yahawashi is going to be like an extraterrestrial, man. You know, a body of a human, but can't die as a human, man. Can't be pierced, can't be punctured, man. You know, couldn't be taken down, man. That's a power you can't deal with, man. You can't retain a spirit. You see a spirit, if a spirit, you know, Esau like to conjure these demons. They can't capture the demon and put him in a cage and then torture the demon and make the demon do things for them. You can't do that to demons. Demons will do that to you. You know?
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 50. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep.
What that mean? We shall not all die.
We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
As you read that, I'm thinking of, you said the twinkle of an eye when you know how you wake up in the morning, you were sleeping, and you wake up, you go like, I'm trying to look at the clock. Shit. Just in time. Shit. That's like, you hear it is, you in the twinkle of an eye, you wake up and you in your new body, like, shit. How about you? You know? It's fun.
Hey, I remember the Apostle Tahar, he had did a video going into the guillotine. How that's like really a quick death. You know, and that's like more merciless than actually being tortured or poisoned. And it's like in a quick second, you went from this body to the next one. You know? You ain't gonna, you know, it's like you remember your past life. It just, You just here, you know what I'm saying? You don't remember what you're doing in your past life.
The Lord said there's nothing impossible, man. Anything is possible to the Lord, man.
I got you.
That's something good. Bring it up.
Yeah, regarding to not teaching the death and being risen up, we got to understand what's going to raise us up. Okay. With Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
Esau. Esau never made account for our labors, man. You know, we never received any how do you say it?
Reparations.
For being his hard-bonded slavery, man. We never received anything, man. You know? Go ahead.
This is verse 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
And what are they going to see? What is it that Esau and the other nations are going to see that's going to make them terrified, man? You know, they're going to see the chariots, man. They're terrified now of the chariots. But when the chariot dropped low enough to where, and it appears right before your eyes, it's going to be just like how it was depicted in Independence Day. You know, you're going to be screaming, you're going to be scared, man. You know? And it said they shall be amazed. Why? Because they're going to be at a point where they're scared, but then when they see that it's picking up a brother, they're going to be, oh, don't watch me get abducted right now. You know, oh, shit. You know, but hide it at the same time.
It says, so far beyond all that they look for.
So far beyond all that they look for, man.
Right.
That's the last thing that came across their mind, man. That the Lord has sent his chariots out rather than select, man. That's the last thing they thought about, man. And you know why? Because they ain't going to be understanding these thoughts in that time. Everything's going to be happening fast, man. Everything is going to, hey, shall stand upon their feet. You know, they shall be afraid on every side. All right? It's like, somebody say something.
Oh yeah, and when you know, like the scriptures say, but Yahawashi say he's gonna come from the east. So it's like, here it is. You're looking at these menacing chariots just burn your whole army to smithereens, and this same chariots is coming to deliver this man. You little you gonna feel then? You know how scared you're gonna be.
I got a precept. I had a little copy. This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 35. For after death shall the judgment come when we shall live again, and shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
Ooh, works of the ungodly be declared. You got
Pretty much.
read it again, huh? Read it again.
So this is 2nd Esdras 14 and 30, when we shall live again. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifested, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. So pretty much being in our new bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, read it again.
For after death shall the judgment come.
After death shall the judgment come. Now somebody will be confused because after death, you know, what's after? You know, when the Lord place your body back, place your spirit back into the body of the earth. You know, then judgment come. Because we receive judgment here on the earth, not in the heavens.
When we shall live again.
When we shall live again, meaning what? That's reincarnation right there. We shall live again. Right?
And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest.
The names of the righteous shall be made manifest. Because why? That means things that came to pass. All right? The prophets had spoke, and it came to pass. The Most High brought judgment. Right?
And then the works of the ungodly be declared.
And the works of the ungodly is declared. It's declared because the Lord brought judgment. When the Most High destroyed Babylon the Great, the works of the ungodly is going to be declared. Then the prophets is going to receive that glory because they was out there forerunning and telling you what Yahawah now shows you, man. You know? But I read that out.
This is Job chapter 18, verse 11. Terror shall make them afraid on every side.
It's elite, the Rawchaas, man. Terror shall make them afraid on every side. So is Esau gonna have time to sit there and fathom and relax and think about what's gonna happen next? No, because things are gonna be happening fast. Terror shall make them afraid on every side. Even in Obadiah, it tells you that his own allies shall turn on him, man. So that's a man, okay? When your allies and those of your household, your foes, become your enemy, you can't sleep, you can't rest. You don't know who to turn to, man. You don't know where to look. So how are you going to be comforted? You know?
When he done made enemies with everybody, now he ain't got nobody to talk to.
That's right.
He done played everybody now. That's right.
Burn your bridges.
Even Britain going to shoot missiles on this place, man. Go ahead, Al.
And destruction shall be, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten.
Why is it driving Esau to his feet? Because right now he got his feet kicked up. He's relaxing. You know? He's like Donald Duck. Donald Duck swimming in his money and diving in pools of money. You know? And right now he's relaxing, man. You know, he's hidden in the earth. He's in New Zealand and anywhere. You know, he's under different names and all that. He's relaxing, man.
Yeah, if I could add, it's just like those movies to where, let's say, you're on a retaliation mission or whatever, and you go to the dude on the top floor, but he ain't worried because he got, his goons on the first floor, you fucked them up, and you got the goons on the second floor, you fucked them up, then the goons on the third, fourth, fifth, then you get up to the sixth floor, now he got to get up out of his chair and try to go fuck you up, but it's too late then, you know what I'm saying?
Now all of a sudden you want to go to the helicopter on the roof.
Exactly.
His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side.
What is it Esau? No, it's not written in Joel that his stinks shall come up. Still Satan, man. All right, you go up and try to invade Iran, you're going to lose a lot of his army, man. His strength is going to be hunger bitten, man. You know? Go ahead.
It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength.
Which is Yahawashi, man. Yahawashi is coming to take the crowns of these Edomites, man. Y'all going to meet Yahawashi real soon. You know? Go ahead.
His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle.
That confidence, that pride that Esau has, man. Esau got pride, man. He has a lot of confidence that his agenda will work. He has confidence that, the new world order, the one world government, the one world currency is all going to work. But his confidence shall be rooted out. Yup. And he's confident now, man. Okay? Because a lot of his minions, okay, that do his business, they're actually seeing things for what it is. I remember they had this brother brought out about how YouTube, the people that work for YouTube, were actually starting to consider, the so-called conspiracy theories. Really, they started to consider, the prophecies in the scriptures, really the prophets, man. They're starting to believe because they're seeing all these different videos, man. They're seeing these things actually taking place, man, in the different places of the world. Protests, earthquakes in diverse places. They're starting to believe the whistleblowers, I should say, man. Go ahead.
His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and this shall bring him to the king of terror.
Who's the king of terror? The Heavenly Father, man. All right? Which another name for the Lord was called in the ancient times of Al-Asijah, man. Like power, the Most High will bring demons on your ass. The Most High, the demons work for the Lord, man. Okay? And the angels work for the Lord. So, you Edomites, you're going to meet the king of terror, man. You thought you was the king of terror when you created auto-app KO, problem, reaction, solution. You control everything. Well, you're going to meet the king, man. Okay? The one that wears the crown, sits on the throne. All right? With many mighty chariots next to him, man. And with a son that he's very proud of, man.
Auto-app KO. The one created auto-app KO, man. created the problem. He created the problem, which is Esau, and he's got the solution, which is the nuclear missiles, man. Slavery.
Hey, the Most High is the first one to make order out of chaos. You know? Matter of fact, when he struck the Tower of Babel, man, you know, they was coming against the Lord. He struck them with different language barriers, man.
That's
They're
heavy
speaking
right there.
different languages, so that's order out of chaos.
When he flooded the earth.
Order out of chaos.
Wickedness was exceeding great on the earth, man. What did the Lord do? He flooded the earth except for 8 souls, man.
Right.
Got all the animals together, put them on the ark, and then what? After all the chaos was done away with, after all the death, order, man.
You Edomites didn't come up with that. The Lord did, man. That's why he's the king.
It shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is not of him.
And that's powerful here, man. It shall dwell. What's going to dwell? Like terror, man. Okay, among the Edomites in this tabernacle because it is none of yours, man. The earth was loaned to you, man. All right, the Lord basically gave the he gave the earth as a loan, man. Okay, it wasn't for to be bought for price, as if he was giving it to you forever. He kind of loaned it to you so that to see what you would do, man. It really was correction for the Israelites, man, because you were the sword. You're the whooping stick that the Lord used to whoop us into shape and to worship in our Father the right way, man. What's going on? All right. Can you read that last part again?
It shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of him.
And terror is going to dwell in this place because this place is none of yours, man. You actually stole this land, man, from the Taino Indians, man. Okay, you stole this land for the what you call it, the Native and Seminole Indians, man. All right, you stole this land. Okay, you brought our people over here on cargo ships and still to this day. All right, Dante Wilder. To this day, we're still slaves, man. You know, and look at us, man. We're more in a poor condition today than to be living now because our people's minds are more polluted, man. More destroyed. It may look like we're in modern day and everything is fast technology and we can seem a little more advanced. Nah, but the minds is more destroyed, man. The minds are more destroyed. We had more dignity. We were more manly. You know, we were more constructed around the family, even though our family households were shit because we were poor as fuck. You know? But guess what? There were moral. Your sons honored the fathers at that day. You know? There were women that was something, man, to having a second woman on the side, man. But I'm just saying, these things are going to come back in a better way once the Lord destroyed this place. You know, but just comparing that day into this day, it was shit. You know, we were more in bondage, but guess what? You know, we were better off as men in that day than being in this wicked ass feminized place, man. Because basically when we came out of slavery, you know.
Yeah.
Now I ain't talking about when we were shackles and chains.
Yeah, but when we came out, and there was a whole lot of segregation going on. The so-called Negro family, man, had a mother, a father in the house, man, and they had morals and principles, man. It was only when integrating and following Martin Luther King, man. All right, and I Have a Dream and coexisting with all the other nations. That's what shit really down there, man. You know.
Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation.
Job chapter 20, verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumph of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
And that's why the days are short. First off, for the elect's sake, but because the triumph of the wicked is short, man. Esau is ruling. He's the wicked. You know, it's short. Most High is going to bring this devil, his demise real soon, man. And they really ruled in the short rule, man. They were actually cut short, man. We're right now in the second leg of Rome. This is Rome all over again, but modernized, man. You see? So really, the Most High cut his rulership shut, man. Because you let it be, man. We'd probably be chipped already. You know, if Esau wasn't cut short, and then you had the dark age, the Renaissance time when we was, all right. If have that down. A certain amount of time, Esau had all that from the Romans into being now and discovering this place, America, so-called. He probably checked, man. But the Lord knew how to cut that wicked man short. You know?
It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reach unto the clouds.
What is Esau excellence? It's technology, man. It's mount up to the heavens. Ain't satellites out here, man. That's technology. Satellites and technology, man. It's not orbiting until they break up and broken and they make like garbage upon the atmosphere out of space. But it's out there for a reason. Okay, it's a signal so that Esau can have eyes to see on a broad perspective. Man. To be that symbolized as that eagle. You see? So satellites and technology, that's his excellency, man. It reaches up to the heavens.
Right? What the guy is saying, as soon as he reaches up to the heavens, that's when he's going to bring it down.
Obadiah verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thus will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Yep. Now you got it out.
Yeah, so Esau, like brother saying, satellites, the Most High is going to bring that down, all right? The Most High is going to bring that technology. Like, what's that scripture says in Jeremiah? The technology, it doesn't say technology, but down with them, you know what I'm talking about. But the technology is going to come down with them. So no matter what Esau got out there in outer space, it's going to come down. So the Most High going to put a stop to that. So you to exalt yourself to a point that you're just sitting up there proud as hell, like you're going to prosper in your fight. Out of power.
And that eagle also represents an ancient Roman Empire. You follow all the ancient empires of the Edomites. It was all there. When we look at their coinage and everything, it would all go back to the eagle, man. Even to this very day in America, you look at the back of the coin, all right, and you'll see an eagle on it, man. That's the mark of this eagle.
Romans used to march with a legionary eagle. They used to come down and conquer, and the eagle would have his wings spread out.
Exactly.
They coming to conquer and to take over.
Yeah.
And the talents would be like ready to snatch the prey out.
Going to show that we're in the second leg of Rome right now, man. You know, Rome. If you look at the statue of the dream of Nebuchadnezzar, the Roman emperor was legs, 2 legs, man. It was an ancient Roman empire, and you got this empire now, which is Babylon the Great. Same ideologies, same coin that they eagle, all right. Roman numerals, cathedrals, Colosseums, things of that.
Gymnasium, Roman Empire.
It's all here. It's all here in Babylon the Great, man.
Yeah, the Senate, yeah, the Republic, and the plebeians and patricians.
That's right. Yep. Modern day Democrats and Republicans, man. It says, though his excellency, back in Job chapter 20, verse 6, though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
Though his head reaches up to the clouds, though he perish like his own dung, man. So really, you know, you basically, hey, you made yourself proud, but here it is, you're going to be going as if you've never been. That's the Most High, man, make you conquer it, man. You know, lift you up to bring you down great low, to bring you down to a real low state, man. You know?
I had 2 years in Space Force, man. Took 15,000 men from the Air Force and moved them over to the damn Space Force. They got their general, Raymond Jones. So he still thinks he's really all good to go. Like he got all his stuff in order to take on the Most High, man. And notice Esau was the first one to do it, man. We're to show you who's in power.
Is that a Jake? Raymond Jones?
Yeah, probably.
Fucking Jake.
It says, verse 7, yet shall he perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
Yeah, because any of his remembrance, you're gonna haste it away. You're gonna, basically don't want those thoughts, man. It's a nightmare, man. Just imagine if Esau, I say, each and every other day, you go into a meta state, daydream state, just sitting there, doing nothing. I'm thinking, if Esau just be removed from power, how beautiful the world would be.
Man.
He's suffocating the whole world, man.
And that's why the Lord going to move too, because it's like they set their mark everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, that's according to like everybody's ancient customs. You want to set your mark so it be known that you was a great people and all that. But if you look upon the earth, he got some everywhere. Like that's why they got like army bases, different shit, all the different other countries. They trying to set their mark, set their territory everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? Like everything they doing, whitewashing us out of history, putting themselves to be everybody that single great, so you can never ever think that you ever stood a chance to be anything. You know what I'm saying? So Lord God, I understand why they gonna fly away. He gotta wipe that memory away completely. Just how they doing, trying to do with us. You know what I'm saying? It don't even make sense.
This is a nightmare with them, man. This is truly a nightmare, man. You wake up and
wake up and see Edomite,
man.
Terrorizing your life.
Yeah.
Taxes, job, welfare.
He got his face on the money. Every time you look at his money, damn, eat him like, man.
Yeah, man.
It's a nightmare to even look at your own people.
Yeah.
Seeing the state of mind that they in. Niggas coming around here, drugged up and gangsters shooting niggas. All that's a nightmare, man.
Yeah. Psalm chapter 126, verse 1. When the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. And this is a bad dream. Nigga woman, blonde hair, super dark skin with blonde hair, looking completely retarded.
Mental illness.
Dudes in the rap game, skinny jeans, man. Straight nut huggers and stuff, man. The women tougher than Stone Cold Steve Austin, man. You know what I'm saying? So, a woman was supposed to be super humble back in the day, man. She was supposed to have her head down, and it was absurd for a woman to talk to a man. But now she getting her dude in the fights, getting her dude killed. Yeah, talking about our fight man.
So going back to the dream part, like when you think about it, like Nightmare on Elm Street, like Freddy Krueger, like Esau dream. Freddy Krueger, he wear a red sweater. That represents Esau, haunting our dreams, because our dreams, our hope for the kingdom. They trying to destroy it. You know what I'm saying? Word up, huh?
This is Proverbs 11 and 10. When it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth. And when the wicked perish, there is shouting. By the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. So Esau fuck up a whole city just by his wicked ass legislations, man. And actually I'll read it again. It says, by the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted. And Esau knows that, man. Even when Jake ruled during the Byzantine Empire, Esau, the scholars will tell you that, the world was like very enlightened, so to speak, man. There was all types of classical music. Jake came up with that, man. Even today, if you go into like certain prestigious office buildings or whatever, they'll have what? They'll have a painting of Mozart or Basquiat, because that was all Jake, man. But it says, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. Esau's lies, his taxes, all his bullshit that he puts on the people, man.
Can I just back you up right quick? Just for the book of Babylon and Timbuktu, that page 21. During second paragraph, during the Middle Ages, the black nations of Africa and Asia had the had the greatest political, economical, educational, and military influence in the world. At this time, Europe, that pit, that bottomless pit, Europe existed in a state of darkness for 1,000 years.
Esau, that's his lies. When the city, how's it go? It says, but it's overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. So it's like we never existed, man.
That's all. It's another scripture how this place is like a nightmare, right? John 16, starting verse 20. Right, the words of Yahawashi, it says, verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice. And that's what we're doing out here. Everyone's weeping, pointing the finger and complaining, while the world, they out here enjoying themselves, man, enjoying their wickedness, man. They don't see nothing wrong with it. And ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. a woman, when she is in travail, have sorrow because her hour has come. But as soon as she's delivered of the child, she remembers no more than anguish for the joy that a man is born into the world. So this is like that pains, man. You know, woman when she's going through it, it's rough, man. You know, and it's hard. But after that, that's it, man. She has a kid. Life goes on, man. That's the last thing in her thoughts, man, was the pain that she was going through. But that's the stage that we in right now, man. You know, and then it's gonna get even worse in the form of Jacob's trouble. But really, that's for 2/3 of the people, man.
Yeah, because we're going into basically after we, some brothers may be put to death, or however, you may leave this life. There's no remembrance, just like there's no remembrance of our former lives, man. It's only going to be what? It's only going to be all righteousness, all happiness after that, man. You know?
Yeah, this is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest."
Exactly, because this place, it's not your rest, man. It's not the place where you should be putting all your comfort in and your comfortability into, man. You know, as you can see, that this place is on its way out. The economy is going to crash soon, man. You're seeing pestilence going on in the world. You're seeing uproars of the people going on in the world, man. Earthquakes in diverse places, man. You know, so this is not your rest. This was never our rest. This was actually a jail sentence, man. You know, and because things been lightened up for us, and now Esau put this illusion out there that you can live your life, be free, you can be all you want to be. You can be this millionaire, rapper, basketball player. That's all an illusion, man. That's all to help keep this society running, man. You know, Esau don't want to lose the Israelites. That's why he keeps us in a certain state of mind, because he's so in fear that if you wake up, he's going to lose his rulership, man. But guess what? He don't have that power to keep us in that way. The Most High said he had kept a cluster of great, which is really a great men of people to himself, man. So that what? They can basically worship the Lord so he can deliver us, man.
Pharaoh, after Joseph's time, Pharaoh after that chose to deal wisely. He said, "Let us deal wisely with the children of Israel." So use them in a way where you can use them for their good. So hey, every captivity that we were part of made great nations. Egypt, Poland, those were such great kingdoms because Jake was a part of it. But you want to keep them to. Esau wants to keep us to a point where we're dumbed down and we don't know who we are, but we still want to be a part of those societies, except Greek, Rome, and Egypt, man. Case in point in America, But it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction."
And that sword destruction goes a long way, man. Mentally, spiritually, physically, Jake now has a mental illness, man, and they don't even know it. It's to the point now that, mental illness don't even play a factor anymore. Anybody with any disability or mental illness, or misunfortune in this world, they crazy, man. Handicapped, he's put on a scale, man. He's put on a pedestal, man. Sitting on a throne, man. And here it is. They treating everybody that you're not supposed to hurt nobody's feelings. Now they coming at Boosie.
Yeah,
For
see that shit, yeah.
speaking his mind on the way son. And I saw an interview with this guy. I don't know his name, but I know he was a homosexual because the way that he was talking. And he said that's good for Boosie because he said that he doesn't have the right to. He said hurt people. He's basically saying that Boosie is hurt, so he's trying to hurt other people. That's foolishness, man. He was speaking truth, That's truth, man. He was speaking that. But in the world today, they tell you that you're uneducated. If you don't accept homosexuality behavior, you're basically uneducated. How? Because really, when you're educated and you're not ignorant to something, all right, you understand the right and the wrong, and you understand the logic fact of the reason. So to call someone that doesn't accept homosexuality behavior uneducated is foolish. That means you're uneducated. Because in our reality, man and man it's against nature. So if I'm educated and I understand the right and the wrong, and I understand the logic, fact, and the nature of things, how it's supposed to work the right way, and I say that that's wrong, how you reverse that and say that I'm uneducated and you're educated? But they're trying to say that I'm uneducated because I need to learn more of how they feel and how they like to live their life and really be a little polite more, not hurt nobody's feelings. That'll make me stupid. You know?
They want so bad to acclimate all them alphabet letters into society and make them feel comfortable and make you comfortable with it. It's like, look, educate yourself about it. You know what I'm saying? Because what they're trying to push the shit in the schools, hey, look, educate yourself about it. Get familiar with it, brother. You know what I'm saying? They're part of the community too. Like, it's accepted. You know what I'm saying? When we not even as so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans, like, we not fully accepted in society. But you want to accept your ideal of homosexuality as a staple within the society, when we've been the staple that has built this goddamn country the whole time, still treat us less than nothing. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Check this out, right? We all know that this silver cat right here is gray, silver, right? But this is the ideology. He said that this was blue, but I've known this as a fact to be gray, silver, right? So I'm supposed to basically not hurt his feelings and say, you know what, since you hurt by the fact that I call this a gray can and you call it a blue can, you know what, for your sake it's a blue can, so I'm gonna say this is a blue can too, so you can feel that. But what about what I know is facts? That's what they're doing. That's the ideology, you know, just as well as transsexuals. You want me to look at this guy and accept him when I know that he's a guy. I can see him as being a guy, or he's dressed in woman clothing. And he wants me to accept him as and treat him as a woman, right? Well, what if I dress up as a dog with a mask on and I insist and I go through depression because nobody is accepting me as a dog? Can I go and say, look, I want you to treat me as a dog. I am a dog. Speak to me in manner like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the same shit. But you'll say, I'm crazy if I did that. And then a transsexual, that's normal. You're crazy, man. Esau is sick, man. And all you guys that practice that type of lifestyle is sick. You're mental, man. It's a mental illness.
And one thing, Young Thug, which all we know is the fucking faggot. He said that even that child shit and Dwayne Wade, his son wearing a fucking dress is out of order. So if you know a faggot saying that's wrong, you already know that shit is wrong.
He said that?
Yeah,
he
he posted it and it said like God don't make the thing wrong, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that dude want to talk. He had a dress on in his album.
But saying it's like if this nigga said it's wrong.
Well, somebody say something.
1 Corinthians 3:19 says, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. So basically, yeah, this world is kind of fucked up because like you got niggas talking about these facts is okay and going into like they making it a normal thing when it's definitely not normal. So
you even have like scientists, you know, they'll have to fuck up, you know what I'm saying? They may do some research, but they'll see that the research actually goes back to the Bible. So now instead of actually going with what's logical, you're gonna go with your theory and shit like that.
Yeah, but that's why, and that's also more proof that all this stuff goes on, this ideology and this false philosophies and religions. This is well known that this place in America, North America, is Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great means great confusion. Now this is 2nd Esdras chapter 5 and 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. All right. So there's a great confusion going on. Birds are confused, the animals are confused, and it said what? Menstruous women shall bring forth monsters, meaning these women that are having children are coming out as basically monsters, man. You know, what's a monster? Someone that deals in practice with that weird type of lifestyle. You know, in a way, that's a monster. That's ridiculous, man. To have a child, 12 years old, that comes, and you know what? I was really watching more videos on that with the way, and here it is. I understand his son, he's rich. His son probably goes, of course, to a Edomite school, and the Edomite woman there is teaching him a certain ideology, and that's what that 12-year-old boy took upon and went home. And he seemed smart and know what he's talking about, but you 12 years old, you don't really know what you're talking about. You got somebody else's program inside of you, and you're trying to project it. Now he wants to be called a female, and the way is allowing that as if this 12-year-old son is not a kid. Like, you're crazy, man.
They molded that boy like that, because Dwayne Wade was saying when he went on earlier, he said, we've known, and he's known, or he said she's known since she was 3 years old. Oh, what are you talking about, man? What child know at 3 years old? They only know their impressions, man. They only know what's shown right in front of them. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a kid that has a feminine spirit and he's mainly around his mother, obviously where did he pick up that energy from, man? Because you see his mother walking around, his mother dressing, you see his mom friends, he picking up on those vibrations, man.
Not just that, but a child like him also, I could go and say that he had to be touched too. He was touched young. And him being confused, going along, and then the ideology behind it pushes him to be more into that now. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say too, not only that, being around a woman and learning the nature of a woman, her mannerism, and how she man herself, a boy picks that up, but also probably was touched. You know, they both his wife is in Hollywood. You know?
Too, man. The scripture say, I can't remember it. Left my phone. The scripture say, the rod of correction bring forth wisdom, but a child left to himself shall bring shame. Here's Dwayne Wade playing basketball as well. His wife is an actor, you know. So there ain't nobody there to beat his ass when he goes off, man. See what I'm saying? And that's why Esau is the scripture say the thoughts of every one of them is deep. So Esau plotted against our people. Meanwhile, our people be thinking Esau is their friend. But he plotted against our people to continue to make us go off, man. He laid stumbling blocks before us, man. So this way we can be apart from the Most High. So here it is, man. You know, he puts this law in place to where you can't whoop your kid's ass. Matter of fact, I heard my mom say the other day, man. She said, man, she was like, you lucky, you'll have ropes all over you, man. But all she says is you lucky, man. That's how you know that was done, man. See what I'm saying? So now this child that's not getting his ass whooped to bring forth wisdom, now that he's left to himself, he's becoming a monster, man.
You got, we're trying to run down so it's not gonna make it. You got Dwayne Wade's son, right? You got Snoop Dogg's son, which came out and he said he's a grown man, he's an actor. That was an acting role, that's why he don't have the woman's dress. Anyway, you got Magic Johnson's son, right? You got Swiss, did I say Swiss Beats son?
Nah.
Swiss Beats son. You got Biggie Small's son. LL Cool J's son. All of these men's sons want to be treated as women, man. That's crazy, man. And watching interviews and all that, we're gonna wrap up too. Bro's got last good piece, but watching interviews, it hit me. Kevin Gates, and I'm just using these two, Kevin Gates and Dame Dash. They both, and it's not just them two, it's other men. They have a white woman's philosophy going on in their head. When you check out how they speak and they talk about women, the dude too from punching on the concrete. What's that dude? What's that? Scarface. Remember Scarface? What's the dude that got his own show? Willie D. Him? Not so much him, but in a way, but mainly Kevin Gates. I've seen in Dame Dash. They have a Edomite woman philosophy way of life, which is love. Love. They speak like a woman when it comes to their emotions. You know what I'm saying? But not just any woman, an Edomite woman. You know what I'm saying? And they really practice that type of life because they believe that works. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah, somebody got
Yeah, got something to close it. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
It is, man. That's what it's all about, keeping the Lord's commandments to the best of our ability, man. Until the Lord establishes his commandments in our inward parts, changing our bodies to be uncorruptible. You know? So we hope this camp is edifying. We want to give all praises to
Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders of great